right? Export to this website, do this with it, export it again, import it into YouTube.
Hello, everyone. I suppose you might be able to hear me, so we're going to double check that right now. Because last time we went 3 minutes and 11 seconds.
It's very specific. I know because you throw in there.
I did. So I just have to make sure that we're all set. He's pulling that up right now. Yeah. And so many times I listened to the whole thing, like I watched the whole thing, and we didn't have that many issues. It kept saying that our internet was our internet was freaking out. It kept like showing that it was freaking out. Yep. Oh, we're good. Oh gosh, and I unplugged it to see what it was like. It sounds so different. It's all like the whole room is crazy. We have this little mic right here. It's the little things. Hi everyone, welcome back. We're here and we're working and we're excited. We've been talking a little bit beforehand to get all the little minutia out of the way so we can just get right to the game. But now we're ready to go. And those that missed last week, we were reunited with an old pal, Castle. He was atop, I'd say, strung over the top of it, a giant goat led by a group of paladin and cleric dwarves who were here to exact justice upon us as thieves and murderers, even though we didn't do, well, half of the things that they said, but everything was under false pretense. Either way, they figured that they were going to take them into, we're in the middle of the desert, let me tell you. They wanted to drag us back to this dwarven city that we'd just been in, and there was no way they're going back. They decided to go nuts on them, and they killed, she killed, I think like 5 of the 7. I don't know. It was intense. She got a lot of killing shots on them.
I killed like all of them, but like 1.
Yep. Either way, she murdered a lot of them. It was pretty good.
I think I managed to finish the one.
But either way, the point is that they killed a bunch of paladins and clerics. That doesn't sound good. But the point is they were being led by someone else to do it, so good is a gray area. Alright, so now we are at the the top of a temple that's underground.
Did you want this up for comments or anything?
Yes. There's been a good point. Oh, hello everyone. I will look at your comments and somewhat talk to you. I like all of you a lot.
That sounded sincere. I like it a lot.
I think you're all great. Anyway, we were at the foot of the temple. Hey, we just reached 560 subscribers. 561. Can hear you loud and clear. Thank you, Lexatius. Welcome back, by the way. And of course, Bruce Alt the Second. I think that's how we say your name. Yes, bell notification. I'm truly here on time. What god did those clerics serve? You know, they serve a god that's basically like the sun god. In my homebrew, it's very simple, very Greek feeling. Table moving.
Oh, let's see.
It's Cameron.
It's me. Oh, yeah, they're probably like.
Sorry.
No, you're okay. I just thought
watching on a big screen.
Yeah, I just thought I was going crazy. I'm like, am I like about to pass out or something? Anyway, good. We all know I'm all right. Okay, just Bruce would do. Okay, Bruce. Well, we appreciate everyone that tunes in. Okay, what was I talking about? Anyone?
You were talking about we got to the top of buried temple.
Yes, we got to about. He asked about the gods.
Yes,
that's what I was answering first.
Sun god.
Very
Greek.
Simple Greek Roman-esque. Okay, yes, we were at the top of a temple, and we figured out that it only opens at a certain time of day, but it has to be like a red sunset. It wasn't that red. They used a light spell on a ruby to help open up the temple, which was pretty clever because they would have to wait. And they didn't, which is great.
I didn't get any inspiration points for that. I'm just kidding.
You're lucky to be alive. I'm just kidding. You destroyed everything.
I like my inspiration points.
She
does.
have to. She does. That's very honest. You gain an inspiration. All right. So we're going to jump right in. So anyone that hasn't caught up, did you know that we've played 1 day, 2 hours, 36 minutes, and like 20 seconds total in this campaign?
Wow.
That's a lot of time. Hey. Like 7 hours with her, and like
really
4 hours with Yeah, I would create some problems.
So we're like 30 hours in at this point?
We're a day and 2 hours.
Okay. Yeah.
So
26.
let's add some more on there.
Hooray!
All right, everybody, let's get started. We haven't entered the temple. Let that be clear.
Yeah.
The sunset is setting. We're still holding
We
the
sent
ruby
in a
up.
familiar.
I sent in my familiar.
She sent in her little cat or your bird?
It was a
Because she
cat.
can switch back and forth. Okay, the cat. Cat went in. It saw some engravings or looked like angels, which is what we're actually here for.
Like statues. Would
Yeah.
they like statues?
They're kind of like
Right.
statues. You just kind of saw it off to the side, and then the cat saw something, crept forward, and then heard it
Went in
hiss.
through a door. An
And
open
then,
door.
yes, and then all of a sudden it went black. So the familiar is out of count for at least 24 hours in my world, because it's kind of a made-up thing. Anyway, let's do it.
You
Let's
made
do
up
it.
the familiar?
No, inspiration from Critical Role. So one of their characters has a familiar.
Oh, okay.
But I use my own idea with like how it works.
I
So
appreciate that.
yes. All right. So we haven't gone in yet. The sun is nearly set all the way.
Did we want to? Oh, is it gonna shut if we don't go in?
Well, it is
It-
time.
well,
it is
here's the
something
thing.
to do with the light.
You did a makeshift thing with the light, so maybe it just depends.
Oh.
That's true, it might shut, so we
Mm.
might want to go in.
I mean, you could wait 24 hours if it does. You also might be able to shine the
Yeah.
light on. Just depends on how well you do the spell, how well everything goes along with it. I'll have you roll some stuff.
Well, how are we on like health? Like,
I'm still good.
We're pretty
Not too bad.
good.
Yeah.
okay.
I don't even really need a
I'm good.
rest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just kidding. Just kidding. Just
We know how cool you are.
watch it. I'm gonna like roll really bad the whole time now, because like I was just lucky last time.
All right.
I was just lucky.
All right. So, as you are standing at the base of, I mean, it's kind of like the base of the temple. At the base of the entrance, I should say, because it's a little
Are we just gonna go in,
flat thing.
or are we gonna wait?
Odion says, I don't feel like standing out here for 24 hours. Who knows what might come along.
Yeah.
But then again, we don't know what's down there. But with all of the scrying that you did, we know there's at least angels down there, and that's what we're here for.
Okay,
Entrance
but
seemed
here's-
fairly.
But here's something that we need to think about too. If we go into the temple and the door shuts, how do we open it?
We don't.
We probably have to wait 24 hours. It looked like magic. As soon as we sat outside of here, the wind started to pick up the sand and push it away for the entrance to show, and then the sunset, and that's how we saw it.
But there's no light inside the temple. Like
no,
no
all of us can
sunlight.
see, but Alana. And Alana speaks up this. She says, I've grown accustomed to you all taking me into dark places. I might be able to put up a little light myself and see, maybe a torch or a little lantern if anyone has any, or something small that at least I can see. If something attacks, all I need is someone to start a fire.
I could cast light in that scenario.
I have candles. I have.
I would
hooded
suggest burning the
lantern.
temple down. I agree. Right? Temples are never good.
If only stone burned.
Just go into our Warhammer and start busting everything.
Okay. Because I'm just saying.
Where's that dragon powder when you need it?
Can
Right?
we create like the sunlight? Because it didn't open only because of like the red sunset, but like
It did, but
I was
remember
a
it
little
was
worried.
buried. And then it unburied it in the evening.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
no. But how is okay? Whatever, but I'm just saying like how is the door gonna open once we're in there?
Don't know. That's a very good thought, Odion says. I agree. I have some reservations about just walking into a place that looks like it's
Don't
going to
like
shut
being
again.
in enclosed spaces.
Yeah, we were in the Underdark. Tell us about it. And he's a little
I
shell
just barely
shocked.
got out, so
I just got
You're
out
like,
of
I
the,
don't want to go under
the
again.
dwarf city for 6 months, and that's under the mountain, and so
Odion says,
just
I would love to
don't
hear the
like-
whole tale, Castle. I truly would. That sounds like a harrowing event that you survived.
I wish I remembered any of it.
Perhaps it's best that you
But
don't.
don't you like know like the time?
He has like bite marks and
the-
big scar. And
Yeah.
I was
But
like-
yeah, I
Do-
know the time.
you do
Do
like
you
the
have-
days or whatever.
Can you see in
Yeah.
the dark?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
everyone
Yeah,
but
'cause
Alana.
I'm a what is it called? I have shadow magic.
Yeah.
So
So that's part of that. Oh, right,
Yeah,
right,
he's
right,
got
right.
that.
Yeah, we went over that last time.
All right. So are we going in? We
Yeah,
probably
let's
want to
go.
go in before the sun sets, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe one of us
I
should
think-
stay out. Just
I
in
think
case.
Yeah, why
so.
don't we leave one of the...
We've got a week's worth of food.
Why don't
We're
we
bound to
leave-
have a red sunset by then, at least.
We can
Well,
leave,
those slaver slash scorpion people attacked. They could just find us. So perhaps leaving one of us behind is a surefire way to get one of us
Get
killed.
one of us killed. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
They seem to find us without any searching.
It's the desert. We're bound to have a red sunset at least once in a week, right?
Besides, we all have provisions.
camp out in front of the
We all have
door.
provisions.
I guess maybe I'm overthinking it. But I'm
We'll
just
just
saying.
take it slow.
We had to use like.
Let's be brave.
We had to be tricky to get it open.
Splitting the
Why don't
party
we
is
just,
bad.
Why don't we
Yeah.
just like leave a big rock in the middle of the door? So
Bag of holding. Okay. Odin's just that is perfect. We do need to get inside quickly though. We should probably step in now. I'm gonna pull out this. He grabs dwarven plate that he'd taken off one of the dwarves and kind of like wedges it where the door opened, and he's
There
gonna
you go.
leave it right there. That's a good idea. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Smash it with a hammer. If only we had one. We just need to bring one.
Smash it with a hammer.
Okay, all right.
All right. So
So we're in like the main. I
it-
can't
so
remember. There's a
walk
hallway,
in. You walk in, and it's a very small hallway, and
Okay.
then it goes down.
right? And then kind of like in an open room with like what was it, columns? And then
It
like,
looked
then,
like
Then
columns.
the little statues of the angels. At least that's what
Yes.
I saw with my familiar. Okay, all right.
All right. So everyone steps into the temple, and
I guess you were good to describe it anyway. Sorry.
that's all right. It's all good.
I'm just like trying to picture it in my mind.
So you start to descend. The thoughts of going down into the unknown turns your blood kind of to like ice, that like feeling of cold that you get in your fingers
I
when
think
you're
this is a bad idea.
when you go into a place that you're afraid of. Especially most of you have post-traumatic stress from the Underdark.
By the way, I'm donning my Puafui.
Smart idea.
Where-
So
okay, remind me what that is.
the
again?
Puafui is that you get advantage on stealth. That reminds me. Are you stealthing down this? No one said anything.
I intend to, obviously.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
So,
Thanks
since
for
I'm putting
Pulls
that
reminding
them
me.
out,
I
and
forgot
everyone
about that
starts
thing,
putting on
'cause I
their.
don't know
Yeah.
I
what
think
it
the only one
was.
that doesn't have one is Castle at the moment, which Odeon actually hands him his because he's in full plate
Yeah.
and he feels like he's gonna need some extra health.
Plus,
help
Odeon's
on-
a sneaky bugger, anyways.
He's got some issues.
So do we need to roll for stealth?
Yes. If you proceed stealthily, then yes, you must.
1, 2. Not unnatural. but-
19 and well, you can roll twice, you know.
Well, I don't need to because I got 20.
You got a natural 20?
No, but
That's what I'm saying. You could
14
roll.
plus
You
6.
could roll better.
Does everybody get advantage or?
Everyone that has a
Two.
Puafui. A Puafui is an elven
But you get the
cloak
better.
from the Underdark. It's from a drow, like dark elves. We killed a bunch
that's
of
only
them
because
and
we have
took their-
advantage.
Took their
Right.
'Cause they're
Advantage
special
because
cloaks.
of the Puafui. Yeah.
They're
Right.
they're called, or basically, for those that don't know what it is, it's from a book. That book. You can't see it. It's from the Dark Elf trilogy.
Yeah.
Pretty much the guy who invented the Underdark. Anyway, it's a cloak that gives you advantage on stealth, where you would roll disadvantage because of your plate.
Do I have,
You just
yeah.
roll normal. You
Okay.
don't roll disadvantage. No,
Okay, so I got 5.
but you can't wear it in the sun because it will burn.
Yep.
Okay.
That's
It
okay.
loses its magic.
If this is a group roll, so if
Alright.
you roll like negative whatever, it doesn't matter as long as everyone rolls at least above 15 if you're
Right.
doing that low.
Averages.
All right. I also have an average calculator with me just in case. Okay, here we go. Okay. So
I wasn't.
I know you
reading
weren't.
it.
I just like to mess with you. All right. So as I was saying, like you feel like that cold of like that fear starting to set in. The steps are worn, and time has really been cruel to them. So several of you just kind of slip a little bit in your stealth. But overall, you have
Not me.
successfully.
rolled a
I got a
20.
25.
You guys have helped each
So
other
you didn't
move
need it.
down. Yeah, like I said, some of you have
Some
kind
of
of
us
been slipping, but
don't know how to sneak.
but he probably hasn't eaten. He's probably suffering from a little bit from exhaustion.
Yeah, I know. We should give him some
Post-traumatic stress.
Who knows what happened?
I'm like eating a mushroom.
Stop eating those. Give you major hallucinations. Okay, so it's at this point that you reach about the halfway point of the stairs, where you feel is the halfway point, and you hear a sound. Stone upon stone sliding. The doors above you are now actually closing. You hear now metal being crunched, and it's very heavy. You do see a very slight light, probably about that much.
Ooh.
So
We're not going to suffocate.
the dwarven plate is now ruined. However, it did stop it from closing completely.
Goodness.
Our baby just barked.
She's like, guys, you're playing without me.
She probably wants to join us.
That was Henry too. He always wanted to play with us.
That's true.
That's why he was my wolf.
All right, so it's the doors seem to be sealed, but it seems like you have about 24 hours until the next sunset. I mean, you're not sure if it will open from the inside, or you'll have to do something to open it. But your chances are increased for opening it because you thought of putting something in front of it.
We know there's a portal down here, so worst case scenario, we can figure out what's going on
You
there.
do?
You should know
Yeah,
where it
because I
goes.
detected it, remember?
Oh, that's
Well,
right.
The other problem is,
Okay,
is
okay.
the temple gets buried, so either way,
Oh.
it's away.
Yeah.
Good point. It's slightly open
So
now.
it's a sand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
There's a portal.
Now we're going to get
We can
buried.
Okay.
figure a way out.
All right.
Okay.
Good
I'm
things
like-
happen, bad things happen. Okay, everyone, be your
Well,
characters, be
claustrophobic.
brave, or cowardly, depending on how your character is. All right, so when you feel like that enclosed feeling, it's finally the fear enters your mind. But everyone roll perception based on what you hear, what you smell.
Perception. 19.
24.
Okay, you hear. What did you do?
19.
Okay, you
Do
both
my
hear.
elf ears
18.
here?
Oh, okay. All right,
We're a
everyone
perceptive
seems
group.
your ears are pricked in here. You feel like you want to hear everything that's going on.
We're all on alert.
Very faintly, you feel like the rushing of wind passing you. So the door being slightly ajar
Ghosts.
is. Everyone just starts attacking. Everyone starts hitting each other. I successfully hit the wall. Very faintly, and it might be just the passing of the wind, but from the semi-sealed door, perhaps you might hear the slight whisper of something, and it's almost as if it's right here, and the hairs on the back of your neck and your arms stand up a little bit from the sound. You're not quite sure what it says, but those that rolled high enough, you did, all heard the word very clearly, Serrhas, and it was very just
Oh,
whispered.
and that's the god, right?
Yeah.
The snake.
Yeah, but it's definitely a voice. But for a second, you thought it was wind, but because of it was very faint. Yeah, it was just like. It's like I wonder if that picked up. No, probably not.
Nah.
All right. Anyway, Odeon turns to everyone and stops everyone. Did we all hear that? That wasn't just me.
I think that was just you.
Okay. All right. I was a little worried because I think I heard something and I thought it was a voice.
Oh, yeah, no, I heard that.
Odeon looks at you and just says, "Now's not the time for jests." But
I could have to go get her.
it's okay. She can join us. She's starting to squirm. All right.
I'll go get her before it becomes.
You're still
a problem.
stealthing down the stairs. You get to the bottom of the stairs, which takes about 5 minutes since you're moving at a slow pace. And as soon as you reach the bottom, the temple, as Elara described it to you from her familiar's eyes, is not how it appears to you as you get to the bottom. The room itself starts to open up in kind of a half-circle shape, turning into more of a rectangle as it goes. There's one door in front of you at the far end, just like she described, but there are no statues whatsoever in this room.
No statues.
By the way, welcome all 6 people who are watching right now. I appreciate you all very much. Do not go into the light. So, like I said, in just in case you missed that, your familiar described how, and you could see how the room had actual statues. You saw this.
Mhm.
You're here now, there are no statues of angels.
Didn't you say that there were statues in here?
Yeah,
That's what I perceived through my familiar's senses, eyes, but it appears they are not here.
No, I want
So,
people to roll wisdom saving throw. Not saving throw.
a wisdom.
Just like a wisdom check. Just a base wisdom check. That would be that +2 plus your
13.
d20.
Oh, that. I was like, I don't see it here. 9.
What is that?
16.
Okay.
16.
So
I'm not very
in part,
wise.
it is a sort of perception check. It's past your normal perception, your base perception. At the very end, in a very strange motion, there are 4 creatures moving like this: humanoid in stature,
4, you said?
hooded, and they're moving very slightly like this. You can't see their faces; they're all turned away from you. Seemingly, they don't know you're here because of your stealth.
Sweet.
But there are things in here besides you.
Okay, stop doing that.
I can't stop now that I've started.
Okay.
They seem to be whispering something among themselves. You don't know if it's the
There's
same
4?
voice. There are 4 of them.
Are
How
they
tall
like?
are they?
They are hunched over, so it's hard to
Okay.
tell.
Are they in a line or are
And
they?
they're
They're not in a
facing
line.
each
They're
other?
kind of like as if
Like a
we were
huddle?
all of them. They're kind of facing near each other, not speaking, just like
Little house.
whispering,
Okay.
kind of talking to each other.
And they're at the end of the room.
Yeah.
What's at the end of the room? The door?
Yes.
Okay.
They're not blocking the door. They seem a little bit off to the right, almost in the corner.
I would like to roll on religion.
Okay.
And I want to know how this relates to Serrhas and that whole cult thing that they're doing.
That d20 has a mind of its own.
Yeah, and the table's tilted. Oh, I rolled an 8.
Oh, here, let me try.
As
I studied
you've thought
for it.
about this before, Serrhas is a very elusive god. Sorry, a form of god to people, possibly made up. But you're not sure because the annals of time. Most people have stricken it from their records. It's like an abomination.
Okay.
What was that? A religion?
Yes,
Oh, 15.
15. You've studied more of the book, so you do have a little bit more grasp of it. You do know that there are cultists that worship him still to this day.
Well, that would explain why they're moving like snakes, I guess.
Perhaps
It could be snakes.
They could be.
it could be
You
snakes.
guys would know better than me.
Odeon, being a former priest of Vorun, the god of death, says, as you're all whispering very, very quietly to each other, I imagine just like right in each other's ears,
Right.
he relays to each of you, they're definitely cultists, but he's not sure how or why they've been down here. If it's been condemned and destroyed so many years ago, what
Using
are
the
people
portal.
doing down here?
Right. Now, there's no light down here, right?
No.
Just, yeah, I'm just trying to.
No, yeah.
Um,
She thought she saw a light under the door,
Mm-hmm.
but who knows how
On the
much
other
of
end
that
of the
was
room?
true. There was also angels in here too.
speaking
So
of
what else
which,
did we... Sorry.
No, you're
You
good.
go.
I want to investigate the whole angel thing. Like, is there
Yeah,
something
I was gonna do,
Uh-huh.
okay.
something that we're not seeing
same
or
mind,
something we're
I
not
like it.
perceiving?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and investigate
Like
the room.
maybe like arcane
Your
or
roll
something.
investigation of the room.
Arcana.
What you can see.
11.
It doesn't take much, but you notice on the wall there are carvings everywhere.
So like hieroglyphics. That's what it looks like.
Very base-looking hieroglyphics. They'd be more like hieroglyphics mixed with a little bit of cave painting, like telling stories through pictures. But they're definitely writing near each picture, almost like a history. But you do see angels carved into the wall.
I'm going to start taking photos.
No, I don't know. Okay, but there's some weird creatures in the room and it makes me nervous.
Yeah, when things are
Yeah.
swaying,
Right.
whispering to each other, it's never a good sign.
How far away are they?
About 60 feet. It's a pretty long room.
Yeah.
How y'all doing?
Should we see if they're friendly, or do you guys just want to assume that they're not?
I'm gonna assume that they're not because Serrhas isn't a very... From what I remember, he's more
You
of a
should charm
cave.
one of them and make them come our way.
Oh, because I can do that.
Yeah.
Because I have that beguiling arrow.
That may force them to attack us, but
Yeah.
I've heard that you can beguile people with arrows to the leg. Nothing says, I'm your friend, like an arrow.
you can trust me.
I don't know how it works. It's like a Cupid thing.
Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe I... Because like, if I hit them, they won't care. But like if the other people will. I mean the other
Right.
creatures.
perhaps. It
I
is
just
stealth.
don't see it.
They're kind of facing away from you.
Oh, should I try it? Or
Does it cause damage to them?
psychic damage?
It's always a win if it causes damage.
Yeah. We
What's
could
psychic
have you
damage?
initiate the attack.
And is it just how do you?
If that's what it's gonna
do
end up
psychic
being.
damage?
Psychic damage, it just goes to their mind. So 2d6 is what it is.
Yeah.
That would only matter for specific, like say
So-
somebody's psychic resistant, or
Oh, okay.
It
or
basically-
they're vulnerable.
It's like a normal attack.
'Cause I was like, how
Like
do you,
radiant, necrotic, fire, ice.
Okay.
I mean, everything hurts them in different ways. Psychic, it just hurts them mentally.
yeah.
Okay.
But it hurts them just as much as getting stabbed.
All right.
Yeah. It would only matter if you were
Raise your hand
particularly
if you
weak or
think I
strong
should do
against them.
this.
Everyone says, I mean, Odeon says, Alana says, please, by all means, if you can try to convince one of these to at least join us for the battle. It's already
Okay,
wounded.
But here's the thing though.
While
If I
discussing at the entrance.
if I do this and I bring it over here, won't its companions wonder what the heck it's doing?
Perhaps
Probably.
no, Odeon says, they look like they're in some kind of trance. Maybe they won't even know he's gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a
alright.
risk. It's a
All
risk,
right.
but
Let's
we're all
do it.
going down in here, so
Yeah. It's,
we either go
What?
or...
it's either they're our friends or our enemies. We'll find out either way.
Exactly. Okay.
Besides, if you charmed him, he probably won't know. Ow. He snaps
If
out.
he, yeah, if you charmed him, he could fight for us or something. I don't know.
So okay, how do I do that?
You
It's a
roll an
wisdom
attack.
saving. That's what it says right here.
You roll an attack, I roll
an
wisdom
attack.
saving.
Okay. I did 4. So I missed.
But you got to add all your modifiers though.
What do I add?
These guys might not even be wearing armor.
David, what do I add?
Was it an arrow?
Yeah.
You roll your...
Oh, 8. 8 plus 4.
hit.
You add 8 to your
So
attack
what is that,
with
12?
your bow.
With the bow, yeah.
Holy crap.
To your attack roll. Wow.
She's an
can
arcane
never
archer.
miss.
That is what her...
Well, I have arrows that can actually redirect.
So if she misses one, oh,
There you go. You
that's a
could
good
do
point.
that.
Oh,
You can
that's-
You could
redirect
do
the
that
arrow.
if you had to.
We talked
Duh.
about
I was like, wait, what did you just say?
everyone. The arcane
If-
archer has magic
if you
arrows at level
see
5 or 3.
Your shot
that
is going to
can-
miss. You can direct it at a different target. Reroll for a second. Like I can oh duh. Okay guys.
Good job, Cameron.
Oh, and I did this. I hit the glass though.
But did you hit it with the first roll? Was that a
A
hit?
12.
Uh,
Well, I did 12 again.
okay. You see it's going to hit the second one, and in your mind you just feel the arrow, like the energy around the arrow, and you push it to the next one, and it just misses as it sways, almost seemingly on purpose. But they
See, I told you it's because I was
they
bragging.
turn towards you. They don't start coming towards you in like a fast motion, but they start just kind of swaying towards you slowly.
Can we
Almost
see them,
like
or are they?
you can't quite see their faces with your dark vision because you can see that far. Details, not so much without a light.
Okay, I'm gonna ready my bow.
Okay. If they attack you, you're gonna fire another shot. Okay.
I am going to ready a light spell for the intent of maybe blinding them or something.
And by the way, you don't lose that like your that ability. You only like, for instance, you can only do 3 of those special areas a day, but
I
it's
didn't
only on a
hit.
hit.
Only on a hit.
I
Okay.
looked it up because I think that's cool. Because I was like, thank you.
Okay.
Right.
That's like,
So I didn't
because
lose
if you miss
that.
all 3, you're like,
Okay.
no, you don't. You
Wasted.
don't lose it unless
Okay.
you choose for like a burst arrow to hit behind them. You're like, let it go. Then I don't know.
Well, then it hit what I wanted it to hit.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay.
All right. So on that, pops in curiously mid RP. Well, this is fun. Oh, wait. Go down. Yeah, Cornelius, thanks for coming. It's good to see you. Truly, yeah. All right. Roll for initiative. They seem to be approaching to attack.
Stop.
You can just use mine if you need to.
14.
Okay.
I've been not rolling very high, guys.
Well,
just so you
actually,
know.
you are first since you had a readied bow.
19.
Oh.
Nice.
And you're pointing at them. You seem
Oh.
like they're getting closer to attack, so you ready your bow to attack. So fire away.
Oh, okay. All right. So how are they coming? Are they coming like
in a straight line.
In
They
a
turn
straight line
around.
like
all
this?
4 of them just very slowly turn towards you, and they're walking toward you right
In
now.
a straight line. Okay, well, I'm just gonna pick off one in the middle.
Okay.
I'm gonna aim for the shoulder, because I still kind of want to see what these are.
Right.
Sure.
So,
Sounds like a good thing to do. Yeah, it's a hit.
okay.
15 plus 8, yeah. That should hit.
Okay, and I'm just doing one of my normal magic arrows. So then I do 1d8 plus 3. What's a d8? No, that's a 10.
There you go.
This
I always
one.
put mine, what I use for my characters, like right
I-
next to me and
and I
push the
did.
others away.
I know, the other ones are
Oh,
away.
okay.
I have them. I just don't know which ones.
Oh, you're good.
8 plus 3.
Nice. Despite your fact of wanting to just wing it, the force of the arrow is sticking into it. The magic arrow, mind you. Every arrow you shoot is magic. So it
Yeah.
disregards all of their, like, piercing doesn't work. Well, not for her. Not that this is the case. But
Your
you hit
arrows
it.
go past defenses and resistances. Because I'm an arcane.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
In most cases, you feel like the arrow wouldn't have done as much damage, but in fact, it did a lot of damage. The sound coming out of it isn't a screech. It's more of a moan, like a really loud moan, as if the mouth was really long sounding, like it just came out of this really strange beast.
Okay, these are creepy.
It's David.
And as they get closer, you notice they are very creepy.
Ooh.
I'm gonna have nightmares. I don't want to see. Oh gosh, no.
Okay, not this thing. That,
I know. I saw it.
that creepy thing going towards you.
Are they aberrations?
You don't know that yet.
What's,
okay.
what's
You've never
an
seen
aberration?
these before.
Okay. All right.
Sorry if I shoved the book into your chest.
I wouldn't know.
Volo's Guide to Everything, a Bodak.
I wouldn't know that even if it were my favorite enemy, because aberrations are.
In this case, you don't feel like it's an aberration.
Okay. All right.
Don't
All
figure
right.
that out for sure. Does that
So
go on?
I did my attack. Oh, I
You
can
did
go
one
again.
attack.
That's
Yes.
right. I'm gonna go again.
You can
and-
do 2.
I'm going to.
Maybe they'll be
hit,
friendly.
I'm going to hit the.
She's yelling.
I'm gonna hit the one that's next to it, and I'm same idea, like hitting. Like I'm not necessarily aiming to kill, just to.
Because you're not quite sure if they're
Yeah.
just tortured souls that look like terrible monsters.
Yeah.
No, you're an
I guess
elf
so.
that loves the world. Snicker.
Yes. 17 plus 8.
17 plus 8 is a hit.
Maybe.
I'm gonna say it's a hit.
1 plus 3, so 4 on the damage, but still.
To the same one?
No, to the other one. Remember, I'm doing the one next to it.
Okay. Alright. We are bouncing like crazy. Our table is like.
Sorry, I will.
We're all leaning on it.
I'm
It's
sorry.
all good, guys. And thanks for understanding the sound. We have a fan going for our kids.
So
We're
they don't-
humans.
So
We're
we can be
humans.
louder.
Someday when we have an actual studio and all that fun stuff, but we're not there yet, guys. For now, you hit it and it caused damage. Good job. When you struck the other one, the same sort of like it thuds into it, still coming at you guys, slowly but surely. Think of in Ocarina of Time, you know the sound of like the ooh, you know, the,
That's
like,
actually
zombie thing?
exactly
That's
what I was
the-
thinking of.
Me too.
Yeah. Mhm.
That's so funny.
I like
the zombie
Inception.
guys, right? That's what I was thinking. I was
Imagine
gonna
that
say
kind
that
of
too.
sound.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yes.
totally
All right.
not-
So
Let's
what
try
was
that.
the initiative again?
I had a 19.
11.
Okay.
Do I go first every time, or?
And you do now. Yeah, because since you were ready and you
Okay.
were 11, so.
Yeah, David printed off a list for me of the actions that aren't attacks.
That way we can kind of we're gonna get on track, guys. None of this like wait, hold on, everyone
What?
watching. Whatever, everyone does it. Watch anyone on D&D. Okay,
Trying to do
She's
other
a
Cameron,
things
it is now
outside
your
of
turn.
attacking.
Okay. So how close together are all of them?
they're all very close together, within 5 feet.
Okay, so I'm gonna charge them and
Nice.
attack the one in the middle.
Okay. Go make an attack roll.
Like one that I hit. The
They're
one I
in
hit
30
first?
feet now at this point, so go ahead and do that.
2 hit?
2 to hit. 2 is a miss.
Actually, it's 7.
Oh, well, it's 7. You changed everything there. Unfortunately,
Really?
no.
Game changer.
Okay. Alright, I
A
got
12
a second.
missed.
Hang on, I get a second attack.
I think a 7 would hit a goblin or something
do
like
this.
that, wouldn't it?
I think there are some
How
creatures like
about
small animals.
23.
23 is a miss. I'm just kidding. It's a hit.
We're in trouble.
I'm
See which one's
such
a
a
D8.
stinker.
This one? Or this one?
For an 8, yeah.
Alright, 9 damage.
She's an elf. Yes,
Yes.
she's an elf. And that sounds like a great idea.
What, running into the middle of them?
You know what? He is our tank. He's
Yeah.
a cavalier
Yeah.
and Xanathar's Guide to Everything. They are beefy. You might get killed. But it's never stopped him before. He's a hero.
Remember what was that snake?
Ammonius.
Remember when I charged him?
He
I
slammed you
still
down.
have that scar on my face.
Yeah.
He leapt from the top of a this thing, just landed on him. You just charge him. He's just 20
So
natural
I
20.
think this is gonna go better.
Let's do that.
Alright, so
We're just at the base of the temple.
I do
First
9 damage.
9 damage. Okay, nice. To the same one that she hit.
The
There's
one
first
in the
time or the
middle.
second?
one in the middle. There's 2 in the middle that she's hit. Which one? One that took like 9 damage, and one that
Alright.
took 3 damage.
Yeah, I'll take the one that.
Okay,
I don't
the
know.
one that got the most hit.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. So
and then real quick,
as you swing at the first one, you feel like you were closer than you were, but the whole shadow magic thing, it kind of put your depth perception a little bit off. You've been dealing with this the whole time in the Underdark. You're getting better at it. You find your purchase right in the second time and embed the sword right in the
Do you
shoulder.
have 2 attacks too?
Yeah,
Cool.
he's a fighter just like you.
Am I a fighter? Oh, I'm a fighter / arcane
Oh.
archer.
Great idea. I meant printing a
Oh, you
page of
multi-class?
abilities, but yes. We just like all
Yes,
your
that too.
compliments. We'll apply them to whatever we want.
That's definitely
I'm
what she
guessing
meant.
You look great today. You look great today,
Who
girl.
is she?
Thanks.
so it didn't die, right?
No, I didn't die.
Okay, so then I'm gonna cast Unwavering Mark on it.
Okay.
So
What does that do again? It's a special voodoo.
when I hit a creature, I can cast it.
Wow.
I mark the creature until my next
That's right.
turn, or if it dies, blah blah blah. So it gets a disadvantage on any attack roll that does not target me,
Okay.
and
So basically, you're holding its attention.
So Cry does the same thing. He goes up, runs, and launches 2 sun bolts at it, as he is a sun soul monk. Okay. He hits on the second one. The first one goes wide and just misses. He's aiming at the one that you're fighting, and he hits it in the face. Okay.
It's like the scream, like, you know,
A little bit, yeah.
so it's like.
If you want to look it up, it's called a Bodak, B-O-D-A-K. So he did 4 damage to it, so it's pretty good for a sunbolt. But he's just kind of like side strafing. Pew pew. Dragon Ball Z key
Support.
blasts.
there we go.
That's kind of what it reminds me of. So he's hit 2, and you see that it's very like deformed. The more it's been struck, it looks like it could have been human at one point. It just elongated face, and its features are all just long and gangly, maybe to being under the darkness for so long. But it looks at you, and
Who?
at you, and I need you to make a.
Yeah, we all point to you. We're like
and
you.
It's
Definitely.
make a Constitution saving
Not me.
throw.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you're just sitting there doing that. Just kidding.
Across the table. Oh.
Oh no. 5. Let's see. Hang on. Constitution saving throw.
Yes.
I think I'm proficient in it. Yep. So 8.
Nice.
8 total.
Yep.
Oh, that's
I
not
rolled
plus
2.
8,
So this isn't good.
I should have read this first.
You're dead. That's what you get for rushing every time.
So here's
Why are
what
the enemies always so
here's
strong?
what happens. If the saving throw fails by 5 or more, then the creature is reduced to 0 hit points, unless it is immune to being frightened, which you're not. Otherwise, a creature takes 16 3d10.
Okay, so hang on.
16.
Am I
Did he
taking
fail
the
by more
damage?
than 5?
Yeah.
Oh no, either 16 or 3d10. It's
Oh,
either
I
halved
was
or
like, how-
3d10.
that doesn't
I always do
make sense.
3d10 because it's
Wait,
going
wait, so you're taking me to 0, right?
No, it doesn't make any sense.
In this case, I'm letting him do his 3d10. So you
Rather than zeroing them out?
didn't lose by 5 points. You were just close.
Oh, okay.
So if you had been less than 5, you would have just been knocked out immediately.
It's okay. I have my something that.
Miraculous
Okay, so
recovery.
you only took 7 damage.
Oh, that's not.
That's not bad.
Psychic. It terrifies you to death. You lost your Constitution saving throw. So you see it up close. It actually like looks at you like this and like gets your eyes right on it.
Dementor.
Kinda, yeah. And
Another
you
Harry
see
Potter
it.
reference.
You see
Yeah.
it like it's almost like drawing his essence, but like just staring into his eyes. It seems like his spirit is like coming out of his eyes.
Oh, jeez.
So the other 3, yeah,
The other 3. Oh, okay. Is that all that happens?
they start trying to pummel you.
Okay.
All 3 of them are attacking him.
It's
Well,
all
he's
good.
right in the
He's
front.
right there. That's
He
right.
He gets a
That's right.
reaction. You get a reaction
But what
for
about
like everything.
Cry? Cry's
don't
right
you?
there.
Oh yeah.
No,
Okay.
Cry's not right there. Cry didn't step into it. He
Oh,
Maybe not if
That's
you're
right.
far
That's
away.
right. Okay.
on the bright side, what is your AC?
19.
Everyone rolled below an 18. So they are trying to hit you. You're terrified, and you're just like swiping their hands away as they're all like pummeling against your armor. And nothing's quite hurting you, but they're like tearing at your armor, trying to get at you.
Okay.
It's a pretty terrible sight for all of us to see. Back at your turn.
No, he didn't go.
No, he doesn't get to go.
All right. I want to cast light.
Okay.
Basically in the middle of them. One with the intention of throwing them off, but also because obviously they'd have to. Oh, we're seeing light. But I also want to give Alana a chance to see.
That might help a little bit. She hasn't rushed in yet for a reason.
And then now I have the extra attack.
I'll allow it.
Can I still do that?
I will
or?
allow it.
Okay. So I'm gonna run forward. I see he's getting pummeled, so I want to assist.
And just note
Um,
for everyone watching, they are level 7 and 1/8. I don't cater to just every level. Sometimes some areas are just hard, and some bosses are just what they are. So sometimes you'll walk into an area that'll kill you.
All right.
One that's full of goblins and you can just stomp them all.
So that would be a 25.
That is a
Nice.
hit. Massive hit.
All right.
Sounds like a fun time. I know. I have different areas on my map that are like red. Don't go here, but they do.
And-
It's good.
Oh, don't
Oh.
lie. You wanted us to go here.
Of course I did. But you guys literally went the opposite direction. Chose. You could have stayed in Akrashal.
Do they take slashing?
They do take slashing, but it's halved.
Okay, so they take.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
You know that because when he hits it, it just like.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I mean, wouldn't I've known that because.
Unless you have a magical weapon.
I see.
so he takes 9 then.
Okay.
Damage.
The one that you hit is the same one that's looking at him. Is that the one you're going for?
Yeah,
takes-
I'm trying
Okay.
to help
It
defend
takes
him
half
a little
damage.
bit.
Is that what you said?
Half of the slashing damage.
You see it just like drying his life from him, and you come up and just like slash it, but stab it in the neck through the head, and it just falls to the ground, and you feel
Dead.
like you're released from it. The other 2 moan and look at both of you, and they're trying to catch your eyes, but it is not their turn.
Or there's still 3. There's still 3.
Oh, you cast light.
Yes, I did.
Alana
Yep.
charges forward, and she actually hits. All right, she does 2 attacks as well. 7.5 is 4. All right, so I'll just say 4. So 4 damage to the one that you had hit. So one of them is dead. The one that you originally hit for the most damage.
That one's dead.
And then the one in the middle next to it.
That I hit. Okay.
Okay, it is now your turn.
Okay,
For
so
real.
there's 2 or 3 left?
There are 3 left.
3 left. Okay.
1 damaged. The other 2 are just fine.
Okay, well, I'm going. And what are they doing? Are they still
They're
over?
circling him. They're like grabbing it and pulling his armor. You see him run up and
Okay,
stab the one that's
alright.
trying to like
Well,
take
I'm
him out.
going
You see
to,
something going on.
I'm going to just shoot one of them.
Try not to kill your friends.
With my shadow arrow, which blinds target. I thought it said binds. Blinds target with shadows. target takes extra 2d6 psychic damage, and
Nice.
it lasts until my next turn.
Okay.
Right. Because then. Okay. Yes.
What'd you roll?
24.
That's a hit.
24. And.
So now roll your damage for your bow.
Okay.
And you also, with your oath bow, you can declare one of them your targets, and you do extra damage to that one. Just so you know. That's
Oh,
something
that's
you can
right.
do with your
That's
legendary
right.
weapon.
But how many times can I do that?
You can pick one of them to be your
Until it dies.
sworn enemy
And then
until it dies, and
then
you
I
can pick a new
another
one.
Oh, I
So
didn't
every
know that.
fight
I
you
thought I
can
could
do
only
it.
do it like once.
Oh,
like,
no.
So is that kind of
rest.
like the Hunter's Mark type thing?
Oh, okay.
Kind of, but it's a little bit more epic. Like it whispers as she draws her bow, and then she has to say a
10.
command word, which she does in roleplay. But
10.
if she said it every time she attacked, it might get a little like, oh my gosh.
Damage. 10.
10.
16.
Whoa.
19.
Okay. It is blinded and severely injured. The one that you'd already hit before, it's clawing right at it, but now
sorry.
it can't.
It has
see.
10 damage and then 9 psychic damage. What's the difference between them?
They're just
The
different
bow,
damage
the bow
types.
strikes it, and the mind of it is just
Oh,
like
so it's
being
still the
like
same.
melted
Oh,
essentially.
okay. You still count
All right,
it
so
as
it
the
is
same?
it is not doing well. You see this arrow just fly out of nowhere and just peg into it, and its eyes and everything just becomes a cloud.
Which one did I say I was aiming for? The one that I had hit originally?
You said any of them,
Any
but I
of them.
picked the one that was wounded.
Okay, alright. I'm like,
Well, they're all like around my guy still.
Yeah, it's just as long as it doesn't hit a 1, you're fine.
Yeah, like
I've done that before. I hand crossbowed one of my friends. It's hard to get that back.
Mm.
All right,
Wait, that was only my
that
first
was your
attack.
first attack.
Okay, so I'm going
Here she is
She
killing
goes-
everything
sorry.
again.
I'm sorry, guys.
Hey, fighters.
So I'm gonna attack that same one with a magic arrow.
Okay, just a normal magic arrow.
19 plus
So are
8.
you a fighter
is
or
a
a
hit.
ranger?
I'm
She's
a
a
fighter,
fighter.
arcane
The
archer.
arcane archer. Xanthos got
Oh,
everything.
it's a fighter.
A
Subclass?
fighter that shoots.
Well, 9 damage.
Smart.
Okay.
9 damage.
Yeah.
You killed it.
Yes.
All right, so the arrow goes straight through its head, the second one, and
But I didn't kill the other one. He killed it.
well,
So
it was
look,
blinded
guys,
for a
that's
second
just
and
me.
then died.
So that was last time. I killed one, you killed the rest.
Wait, were you shooting at the same? I didn't ask. Were you shooting at the same one, or are you shooting at a different one?
What did I say? I think I said she did the same one. Why
Okay.
did I do the blinding thing? I thought it was different.
It's okay.
doesn't
It
matter.
hurt it a
doesn't
lot. So I mean,
That's
it, and
true.
then killed it.
I don't know.
You don't know if it was.
Ew.
It's all right. You blinded it and murdered it. It's good. It dies, slumps to the ground. Who's next?
I believe it was
Cameron Watts. Sorry, Castle.
Castle.
You're not Cameron. You're Castle.
Right.
Ooh, thanks for all the likes, guys. Appreciate it. Helps us a lot.
Let's see.
We're just a BB channel. Oh, I said it like that.
So do I get
Like,
disadvantage
check
right
out
now?
baby.
Huh?
Do I have disadvantage right
I
now?
killed the guy that.
No, he was trying
frightened
to eat your face and so, and he killed him.
Yay.
Okay, I'll attack.
The other two are clawing at you, though. They're attempting like grappling. It's not really working.
Alright, I'll attack one of them.
Yeah. Oh, they're strong though. They're not weak at all.
21.
That's a hit. So I'm gonna say you're attacking the one on your right.
Okay.
Right, I can
7
use these
damage.
3 per rest. Of these, that's 3 per rest.
Yes. 7 damage. So unless you have a magic
Oh,
blade,
so half
that's
of it?
dropped to half. So I'm just gonna go round up one. So let's just say
4.
4. That's what I did with Alana.
And then I have another
You have another attack. You kind of. What kind of sword do you have? Are you doing slashing,
It's
piercing?
a long sword.
Long sword. Okay. You can do
let's
both.
see, 8 plus 5, 13.
Okay. Nice.
Is that a hit?
So yeah, that's a hit.
It's a hit. 7 damage, so 4 damage again.
Okay, so 8 damage total to this one. You kind of like slash it off of you, and as it comes at you again, you stab it and kind of push it back a little bit. All right, it is now Billy's turn.
It is.
Weirin.
Hooray! Okay, I am. I'm gonna help him dual team this guy. So I'm gonna use my charger feat, which I don't use very often, and
No, it's a great feat.
I'm gonna dash in to add some extra damage to this attack here.
Okay, the feats are
Mm.
great. In fact, she's got a feat that makes her alert, so pretty much nothing can sneak up on her ever. She gets a +2 to your initiative roll as well.
No, plus 18.
That would be a 14.
Yeah, okay, she goes first every time. 14,
Mhm.
that is a hit.
Hooray!
You charge
So,
at it.
Yes.
What kind of sword do you have? You have a scimitar?
Scimitar, yeah.
From you have a elven one, drow scimitar. You stole from one.
Yep, yep. So great.
Really
Full
beautiful
roll on that.
weapon.
So 9 plus 5.
Which
14.
in mine, the silver works on in the same sense as like a magic weapon, so it does full damage. Too.
Oh, okay.
So silver weapons, I like the Witcher
Cool.
type thing, monsters, anything that's monster. Silver or magic ignores the like non-magic effect.
Cool beans.
All right, so what did you roll total?
14.
14. Yes, you damage it severely. So he's pushing it back with the sword, and you come in with like this side swipe across its neck. You're trying to like sever the head. It kind of comes a little bit, but it's still hanging on just barely. That is when Odeon,
Nearly headless.
Yeah.
nearly headless, decides to try to help out as well, but he can't quite get a good angle, and he just misses.
Too crowded.
It is too crowded. He's not quite getting in there. It is now their turn, however.
There's 2.
Yes. The one that you just struck.
I don't know why I didn't use my extra attack. Anyways, go ahead.
It's okay. I will allow you to
have
go
an extra
after them.
attack too?
Yeah, I do.
I will allow you to go after them
All
since
right.
you missed it.
All
However, it is looking at you because you just almost cut its head off.
Naturally.
You need to roll that. That doesn't matter. Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
He's doing something to you as well.
Constitution. I rolled a 4.
Ellie,
Nice.
Ellie.
What's
Because
your?
he's
Inspiration
attacking
point.
him.
What did you add your Constitution?
Saving throw, yes. So that's an 18.
That is a huge win. It, for a brief second, you feel your entire body just go limp, but something inside of you pushes past it, and you just say, "Get out of my mind," and it does.
So real quick, because it attacked him, I have the Sentinel feat.
That's right.
Since he's 5 feet within me, I get to make an attack on him.
Oh, gotta love that.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Cavaliers, they are.
Well, that's just a feat, right? That I,
yeah.
But the
it's
Cavalier
great.
does the same thing. 24.
Sexy. You have to describe Cornelius. Stuff has happened since then. Are you questioning me? Or wait,
4 damage again.
4 damage again. That's actually enough to kill it. How are you killing it? Because it's
I'll
looking
finish,
at him.
I'll finish cutting its head off.
Okay, so you
Complete.
come in the other way to finish the other side. It topples.
It's a scissor cut.
The other one doesn't seem to be affected at his friend's deaths, and
They're probably not his friends.
I mean, my buddies. It is now top of the round, but you were gonna make your other.
My
one.
second attack, yep.
I'm a forgiving DM as I'm a harsh DM.
That would be a 20.
Ooh, nice. That's a hit.
Oh, I keep rolling 6s on that. I like my dice 6.
He's killing it. Head hanging by a thread.
16.
Oh, nice. 16?
Yep.
On the other one?
Yep.
Nice. Okay, so you roll around the back of the other one as its head is being chopped off, and like this flurry, and you just slap into it, and it cuts almost the arm off, but it just like embeds itself a
keep
little bit.
almost cutting things off.
You're gonna get there. You're gonna get there. It
I
is
need
now
to
your
sharpen
turn.
my sword.
It's pretty sharp. These things are tough.
Wait, did that one even attack? I think you only had 1 attack.
Yeah.
Thank
Oh
you.
no, but it died.
No, the other one.
No, the one that
died
attacked
was-
died.
Yeah. So
So
there's
there's only
more.
one left.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
okay.
needs to attack.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
All right. So it comes at Odeon with a 15 to hit, and it is a hit.
So-
1d4 plus 2 plus 2d.
This is all happening 5 feet within me.
Yes.
So you can do that again.
Yeah. 4.
Yeah. That's why he plants himself in the middle.
That's exactly.
Dodges and charges and. Then
Okay, so Odeon
Yeah.
takes 10 damage. It just slices across his chest, and you just see, even though he's wearing armor, it just rends part of it, like right here, and you just see like the spurt. What did you do?
I dealt 11 or half of 11, so 6 or 5.
Nice. Okay,
Because
so
my hit was 17.
So just as you hit it, just as it swipes across him, you see it happening, and you try to prevent it, but you just miss in time. But you do strike it, cutting off its hand.
Okay. Also, did it have to move to
Sorry.
attack Odeon?
He gets to cut things
Did
off.
it?
No, it didn't have to move.
Okay,
It was right there. It's all in this fray. Everyone's just like slicing right there, except her. She's just pew. All right, now it is your turn.
Okay, so because I have the oath bow, it says to me, swift defeat to my enemies, and I say, swift death to you who have wronged me. And so I've made it my
Sworn enemy.
yes.
Okay.
So I have an advantage on my rolls. So is that all my rolls?
It is all your rolls against it. No, with your bow.
Is that a permanent
That's
thing?
what I'm saying. Like
Just
all
with
my,
your bow.
But
Until
I'm saying
they
like
die.
on
Until
all my,
that
But
enemy
I'm saying
dies.
like all my attacks, right?
Yes.
Or like even my
Yeah,
extra attack.
you can
and
do
my
an extra
action
attack. You do
surge.
2
Okay,
per.
so I always
You basically
get-
can't miss because you have her +8. So
Right.
like,
All right. Okay. All right.
Plus
So
eight
I'm
with
going
advantage.
to shoot it.
well, she rolled that. She happened to roll really
Shooting it
good
with my magic
card,
arrow.
Could
16
have like
plus
dropped
8.
her.
16 plus 8.
That's a hit.
Okay. Where'd it go?
So how about this? You roll. I want you to roll both your attacks on it now, and then roll both your damages. Since you're just going to be attacking it twice for extra, I assume, unless
Okay.
you're doing something different.
Right, 16.
It's a hit.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so both hits, and now roll both damages for it.
Okay. Can I keep that one that I already rolled? Because I already rolled
Yeah,
it.
you rolled 2. So you rolled 2 hits. Both arrows are hitting. Now roll damage for both those arrows.
Okay. Well, because I rolled an 8 when I rolled before you made me roll for my other
Well,
attack.
8 plus 8. Yeah, that's a.
No. I rolled 8 for my damage
Oh.
before you made me roll for the other attack, and now I rolled 1 for the damage when you made me re-roll.
No, you keep that damage. I'm sorry. I misunderstood. I thought you were talking about like your actual attack roll, not your damage. That's my bad. The 8 is valid
Okay.
and it hits.
So,
Sorry, I misunderstood.
okay, but the 8 is my damage. Okay, all right. I'm sure you know what
Gotcha.
I'm saying. So, 11, the first one, and then 6, the second.
That's it. So
Okay.
both arrows, just where you put in them.
In the head.
Two straight in the head.
Like one after the other, like it
Yeah.
goes through.
Oh no! I imagine her
Run
knocking
ahead.
both at the same
Oh,
time,
okay,
and just
okay.
launching Layla style, and
Yeah.
just pegging it in the head, and it falls flat. And that is the end of initiative. I never said initiation. You're now initiated into the temple. You may enter.
You are now
There we
servants of Serrhas.
Thank you for killing these dirtbags. I've been hanging out for years and years.
I haven't been able to leave this room for a long time now.
As the last one falls and thuds to the ground, you all feel that dread lessen, but also in some ways increase. You feel good that the battle's over because those things were very terrifying, but you're not sure what else has in store here. So as you said, you were going to inspect the room. What do you want to do?
I want to ask Odeon if his book says anything about these little stories on the wall.
I missed a good pun. I'm sure there's one in there. D&D is full of puns. So he says, well, I haven't read anything particular on Serrhas, and we were studying a little bit, but nothing that said anything about cultists, if that's what you're asking about.
No,
I was
no,
distracted looking at the
not,
corpses.
not cultists. The
temple
glyphs
itself.
on the wall.
Oh,
Yes.
the glyphs on the walls. Oh, he says, if you weren't let into the inner sanctum of the temple, the one that we worked on, but they have that as well. I used to work down there. They have old
So it's
writing.
identical.
Different stories, different
Oh.
temples. This one's dedicated to Serrhas.
Okay.
The other one was dedicated to Varun,
Let's see. Who's Varun?
death god,
No, he's there.
the one that he used to serve, which is why he used to be in that temple. So he knows a little bit about temples, but yeah, he says generally they do have the long stairs, either going up or going down, as is tradition. But this entryway isn't quite normal. It seems a bit off, but she said there were angels in here, so it could be possible that there's some illusory work in here, like illusions.
Yeah, so with that, should we want someone to do
Arcana.
like an arcana? Can I? Because I had tried to do that for the attack before.
Okay.
Is
Yeah.
that what we would do for the illusion?
Yeah, you can check if like the air around you has some kind of illusion to it.
16.
Okay. You do sense that there is magic at work in here. As an elf, especially a moon elf, your father being a fae, that you feel like you've had some connection to the arcane. And as you search like your feelings around this area, reaching out with the force, as it were, you feel that there is definitely magic at work down here, more so than these strange cultists that you just killed.
Okay.
But you don't sense anything directly in the room that's like affecting it, like a focal point.
What were these cultists doing? Were they standing around something?
They were standing around something. Now that they are gone, you do see that there is a desiccated corpse in the corner of the room. You can't see it like what it looks like at this distance, but I imagine you go check it out.
Yes.
As you draw
Yeah.
closer,
Yeah.
as you draw closer to it, you see that it is a corpse of an elf. It looks like to be middle age, which to an elf is like 400 years. But with how it's been just like drained, it looks like a lot older. But definitely dead. It's been dead for maybe like a month.
Do I recognize anything on the elf?
You do. As you start to inspect it, I want you to actually roll inspection on the elf.
Don't do that to me.
It's your father.
I'm not saying anything. You have to inspect it first.
He always killed my family when I was looking for them, and you better not do that too. What am I rolling for? Investigation?
You're rolling investigation.
7.
Actually, assisted with your arcane, you see first. It does, in fact, have a brooch right here, similar to yours.
Okay.
And as you inspect it, you do see it is of the Eldari.
Okay.
It also is an elf that looks similar to your father, but because you rolled arcane, you notice that it is not your father.
Oh, thank goodness. I was
But
you are
felt
in trouble.
you felt like for a moment it was on purpose, trying to convince you that it was your father. Way to roll that arcane before.
Yeah.
She was gonna be so mad, and I was gonna let her be mad until she or someone inspected it further. However, it does have the same symbol. That is real. So it is of
So
your.
I do know this elf.
You've seen him before. You've probably met with him on a few occasions.
I want to investigate more.
For the sake of saying, his name is Cornelius. I just named a character that's dead after you. But it's okay. He's important and also dead, and I'm sorry.
Hey, Boromir
It's
was
okay.
important, and now he's dead.
I know, right? Boromir was awesome.
That was a
I
good
don't care what
character.
anyone
That was a
says.
good character.
We really analyzed that when we
Boromir's
watched it last
so
time.
cool.
Okay,
Let's
all right,
shut
going
up,
on.
man. Let's stop playing. Let's just talk about You guys are okay with that, right? All right.
Okay, so I
Do
actually
you reveal
take.
this to them?
I take the what is it, a badge?
It's like a pin.
Yeah, I take.
It's like
I
a
take
hand.
It.
Brooch.
Think of it like the
It looks
hand of
like-
the king,
It
and
looks
like
like this.
similar to that. Yeah, that's
Makes me think of a brooch.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a pin, a
So
brooch.
I
A brooch
assume
and a
I
pin
see
is the
her
same
grabbing
thing,
that.
guys.
I'm gonna ask you if you recognize them.
As you see her remove it.
Okay.
Odeon asks, as you kind of did it in a reverent
Yes.
manner, like almost like not just like a corpse, like oh I'm taking this. You seem to like
Kick it.
there was this recollection. You could just see it from even the back that something had put her off. Relieved, she probably gave up a little bit of a sigh. You saw that it wasn't someone else, but you do still see the sadness. So
So I mean, I did ask you if you. My character asked your character.
But I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry. I was listening.
If you
Do you
recognize.
recognize him?
I'm not sure who he is.
you know him as
But-
Cornelius.
Oh. Oh, so I did
For real.
recognize him. Did I really recognize him? Good, I did roll that.
You thought it was your dad, but
Oh.
then it was
Oh, okay.
not your dad.
I know him. He traveled with me and my father. His name is Cornelius, but I don't know why he's here, how he got here. Was he with my father? He was with my father when my father went missing.
And this is revelation to them because they didn't know that.
So
Should we
he
bury
looks
him?
like he's been here for a month, but were they doing something to him? Can I roll Arcana to check? Or
Yeah, you can do whatever you want to check. I'll let you know if it is applicable.
That dice really likes
Right?
to roll. It just like,
9.
From where you were standing, you knew they were standing around it.
Mhm.
You're not sure if they just gathered there as just happenstance, but it didn't look like they could have been doing anything to like raise him from the dead. But it did look like they were just kind of purposefully standing around this. They probably killed him, is what it looks like. And
Yeah.
probably
stood there for
sucked
a
out
month.
his life.
Did she say Cornelius Fudge? Was that another Harry Potter reference? No. I think you did say Cornelius Fudge. We'll have to go back and check the
No,
tape.
I didn't.
I date myself by saying tape and record. Wait. I also am stupid.
That also shows your age.
I've been making a lot of Harry Potter references, but I don't think I said Cornelius Fudge.
No, just Cornelius. I named it after Cornelius Geekdom because he's always around. It's been great. It's true. He like comments on like most videos. It's pretty cool. It's not why you're cool, but it's pretty cool. What were your questions? Hi everyone.
What else is like on?
Thank you.
What else is on him? Like besides the badge that I took.
All right. So
pen.
as you rifle through his pouch, you do see that he had a few things on him, various trinkets, some food, but you notice the food is all rotten,
Okay.
which is not that old, and it looks like it should be fine, but it's all rotten.
Okay.
His water skin, actually, as you pour out his water, it's like vinegar.
Okay. I want to check our food.
Okay. As you do, you notice your food is all the same as his.
Dang it.
That great
We
food
don't
that
have
you
rations.
bought, your food is all being
Yeah, so much
Decayed.
for having a week's
As
worth of
you-
rations
as you
while
start
we're
looking
stuck
at-
here in this.
As you start looking at your rations, you notice they're all decaying in front of you. Not like because you looked at them, but
Right,
they've
right.
been decaying
Okay.
since you entered here.
So what about us?
Well, we should go.
Yeah.
Are we decaying?
No,
Like
no, not at all.
desiccating? Like
No.
becoming
What
dried
else is
out,
in the room?
mummified?
Just the doorway, and on the wall there's like stories. It's just like a big snake. You do see that there's quite a bit of fighting going on. The snake's swallowing whole, actually swallowing whole demons.
Okay. Let's go through the door.
Okay.
I want to stealth.
What were the trinkets that he had? Sorry.
The trinkets look like family mementos,
Okay,
things of personal nature.
Okay, well,
Probably
I-
like a letter from
I put
a
those-
son or
Little
daughter.
wooden horse.
I put them in my pocket.
Something
In my-
very
my
sad, like a
backpack,
wooden
my-
horse, like he'd recently carved for his son,
Yeah.
and he'll never get to give it to him.
Well, I put them in my pack
Just for
because I know his family.
okay.
Right?
Alright.
I would assume that I would know his family, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
do.
Okay.
It's very sad. They're all from the same city as you, so
Okay.
these particular ones.
There's
'Cause he was
nowhere
traveling
we can
with
bury him until we get out of. the
Unfortunately, no. And elven burials are beautiful, but not where you're at. All right. You said you wanted to stealth
Mhm.
to the door.
Yep.
All right. Roll stealth then. You guys are moving right along. I'm proud of you guys. We spent the entire last episode fighting dwarves. I came
right.
here for a good time. I didn't know I was gonna feel. I was on a feels trip. I'm sorry. A feels trip. Oh, please always come back.
Okay, 18.
All right.
I rolled a 19, but I also want
Wait, what were you doing,
to.
stealth?
Stealthing
Yeah,
to the
okay.
door. We're moving
Okay.
right along. I appreciate that because I mean I love the hanging around thing because we can make anything cool, right?
I also wanted to check for traps.
Oh, we always begin.
You rarely do. Your character.
Because
Let's see. You,
I can't be surprised.
it's mostly that. So you
Yeah.
have pretty much advantage on anything like.
Plus, your
looking for-
passive wisdom's got to be crazy high. Your passive perception.
I haven't written that down, but yeah,
it's got to be like 15.
It's
or
about the
something.
same. It's like a +8 as well. So
Yeah.
you've got like 15. Anyway,
All right. Well, he was
so
checking.
as you checked,
I got a 10.
okay,
on that.
so you don't see any traps.
Oh, should I check too? Do I need to roll
One,
this?
Passive is probably better, but you might get more.
Yeah.
I always say
Yeah.
roll. I mean, even if it's
Mm.
lower. No. Teffy. I don't know what that was.
This is what I live with.
I don't know how she does. Anyway, so you
I'm just teasing.
back back in the
I
zone.
love you.
We get to the door. There are no traps, but as you get to the door, you find that there are more stairs downward.
Okay, are there like torches on the wall at all?
Sconces that have long since burned out.
Like for a long, like they weren't lit recently.
It's not like in Skyrim where you go in and everything's lit
No,
perfectly.
I'm saying because I saw light in the doorway.
Yes, but there's no light now.
But I'm saying, what can I tell if the torch, the sconces or whatever,
yes. Go ahead and investigate.
were lit recently?
Yeah. They were not. You would be able to feel that though. Like, whether you know it or not, if you touch a sconce that was recently lit, you would feel warm, and it does not feel warm.
What the heck?
This temple is wacky.
This is weird.
Wait, was that a field trip pun? Please tell me that was a field trip pun. If it's a field trip pun, I swear I will marry you. And love was I think she has a boyfriend. Sorry, Cornelius. We'll find you one. All right, so, or at least someone who's punny. All right, so
Oh, this is great.
you felt it didn't feel warm. So she remarks that she could have sworn she saw a light. Sad face, you better. It's a lot of pressure. I'll get to work. All right.
So, did we go through the door? Is that what we're looking at?
You went to the door, and she felt the sconce right next to the door. So it's going down. There's different throughout. There's been this temple once probably was quite ornate and beautiful. It's just totally decrepit and sand worn.
Alright, so I'll just start descending down the stairs.
Okay, so you go first. I imagine like shield first at the ready type style as a fighter knight would do. As you go down the second set of stairs, noticeably longer than the first one. The first one was pretty long too. As you get to the bottom of the stairs, you notice, you slip on liquid. It's blood.
Okay, do I take damage or?
No, you don't like fall over. You just like.
Okay.
You only care if you took damage. Otherwise, whatever.
Am I alright?
You landed on your head and broke your neck.
But it looks semi-fresh.
Alright, so I guess I'll.
I mean, it's oxidized a
I'm
bit,
gonna
but it's not
I'm gonna
like
touch it with my
dry.
hand a little bit and look at it and like, what color is it?
You see that it's kind of gone to a brown color, so it's been out for a while.
Okay.
But it still has a reddish, like maroon look to it.
Alright, I'm gonna tell the others to. I'll kind of show them the blood and tell them to be careful.
We were sneaking, right?
Yes.
I wasn't.
Yes.
I was just going nonchalant.
He
He's a
charged
knight.
right in while the rest of us.
He's a
sneaking.
valiant knight. He doesn't need to sneak.
And he's like, I would roll bad anyway.
Yeah.
Guys, look at my armor. Do you think they can get me? Did you see how they just poked at me?
Okay, so we didn't follow him down,
What did you?
or
I
did
mean,
we?
We
It's up to you.
Yes.
Did you
Okay.
follow?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
there's nowhere else. To
There's
go.
blood
Right.
down here.
Yeah.
Blood down here.
Be careful!
Be careful.
Don't slip.
Someone has to do echoes the whole time. As long as you're that far away.
Right.
Oh gosh.
The whole place
okay.
hears you. All right. What are you doing?
I choose to look up.
Okay.
Never look up in David's campaigns.
You remembered. Oh.
I think there's some things that you just don't forget.
I will
even if
never
you want
forget.
to. Oh no, I dropped it. Will you pick up my dice?
I want you to roll advantage on a dexterity saving throw.
From looking up. Uh-oh.
Stop. It just never will. Okay, so that would be 17.
Okay. Just in time, a giant black snake snaps down at you, just barely missing you.
How close?
Roll for initiative.
How close is he to me?
It's pretty close to
Okay,
you.
so then can I start out with hitting it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Welcome to
I guess you
the
can use it.
jungle.
Ah, there you
20.
go. Yeah.
All right, that's a hit. Where is that monster?
Okay, 5 damage.
All right.
And also its movement speed is 0.
Oh, nice. which is good.
Oh.
Just for, I think, till it's next turn.
What thing?
I put it under here, didn't I? Yeah, there it is. All right. Where'd it go? All right, so
Oh, also I cast Unwavering Mark on it.
all right, roll for initiative.
15.
You got a 15.
Oh,
Okay.
that was what I rolled before. Do
That
you
can be
roll
my
now?
roll.
No, it could be mine. It's okay.
Okay, all right.
Because I rolled
Get
before
better?
he
Yeah.
attacked. Because
Okay.
we were, I followed your direction.
I thought you got like one
Yeah.
better at that.
Welcome.
You're awesome.
You never know. I mean,
What'd you guys get?
I got
17.
3.
You got 3. Do you not have any pluses?
Well, I
on
mean, I
your
kind of just went, so it's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so good. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
and-
you don't have. Why don't you have an initiative plus?
I have no idea what that.
No.
Where to even look for that, to be honest.
Okay.
I think it's your dexterity plus your.
Is it?
I think it's just your
Just
dexterity.
your dexterity.
So 1?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
and,
you got a
and
4.
mine's plus
She's
5.
got more because.
Oh,
of,
you had your
My-
proficiency
my
to it?
alert.
No. I just mean like your total was 4. Because you're +1.
Oh, okay.
All right. The only ones that can get to it at this point are Weirin and Alara because she can shoot through just like a small space because it is a stairwell.
Mm.
It's about 10 feet across, but
You
it's
mean
very
him or right
awkward
next-
because it's huge.
You mean him are right next to it?
You're right next to it. So, all right.
Okay.
It is your turn. Top of the round.
I'm gonna Zephyr Strike it. Which I guess is a spell.
She's sleeping.
But that's added to my attack, yes?
Yeah.
Zephyr Strike.
It's ridiculous.
That dice
Gosh.
is just like.
It's so heavy. Stop.
And it's like really round.
Stop.
Is
Okay.
that a duck?
I know, right? The numbers are like so, yeah. So 25.
Good teamwork, everybody. They're working on puns together.
Yeah, 25 with my Zephyr Strike and my planar portal energy. I keep rolling 6. I love that.
The good news is you did find the snake sound.
Like I said, there was a
the
snake
thing
in
that
there.
killed your.
At least there's something in there that I thought, you know.
6, 7.
I bet after we kill this
14.
thing, then like, we'll see the
It
angels.
was 19 damage.
But not
Like
because we died.
a Doctor Who thing going on here. What are those angels called? The weeping? Is that what they're called?
I don't
Weeping
know.
angels?
I think
Yeah, that's
so,
what they're
yeah.
called. I've seen it. I
I
know.
haven't seen it.
A
I only
nerd that
saw it
hasn't
like a
seen it.
couple episodes.
Like every time
when
they
you
like
first started
you look
watching
away, they can move, and then when you look at them, they freeze.
It's like booze in Mario.
What?
Who's?
Booze. In
Oh,
Mario, they're
yeah,
ghosts.
yeah, yeah,
Every
yeah.
time you turn around, they're like,
It's been so long since I played that. Yeah. It sounded like you said booze.
Like alcohol.
Like alcohol.
it's just
It's
like,
like
booze.
booze.
I was like, what?
Every time you drink,
My secret problem.
the world freezes.
Yeah.
You're all frozen. all right. What did you do to it, Mr. Zephyr?
Yes, I Zephyred it.
Yes, but what damage did you do? To
19.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
19
I
damage.
rolled a 25 on the attack roll.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, I guess that was just my
Come on,
first
keep
attack
Alright,
too. So
you run. It's kind of curled along this like
Yes.
statues on the ceiling. Not
Which
statues.
crit?
no.
Decorative outcroppings
Uh-huh.
of the ceiling that's above you. It was snaked around there. I just snaked, right? It's great. You run along and slice it along the stomach, causing
Actually,
massive damage to it.
I did 27 with
Nice.
my second attack. So total.
Oh
Total
gosh, I was like,
27,
dude. What
So
Okay.
you killed it.
okay. Wow. Okay, at least you moved a little bit and caused some serious damage. Some stuff spilling out all over you as you're
Good,
running.
good.
Sorry. It is now.
This thing's not going to surprise me.
My turn.
You
mess
Okay.
with
You
Weirin.
got me.
So wait, is it still above?
Say what?
Guys, shh.
Sorry.
Kids are sleeping.
You think we'd be better at it?
No, you all have children and young ones.
Daddy sleeps during it.
It is your turn.
So where's the snake? It's up
It's
still, or is it down?
well,
now?
it
Like-
was down, its head, but now it's kind of up. it's in your area. You could slice it with a sword or shoot it.
I'm gonna shoot it.
You kind of
Um,
have to like get down the
okay,
stairs a little.
But here's the thing. Where is everybody else in relation to it? Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna.
Me
do
and
the
him
first
are next
arrow.
to it.
That's a
Beneath it.
bad idea. Okay.
Everyone's
I'm
beneath
going
it.
to.
At the moment, you better pray that it doesn't do what it wants to do. But you got
I'm
some
just-
serious damage to
eh.
it.
That's
I'm just gonna
right.
use a magic
Yeah.
arrow because the other ones
You
I'm too
landed 2
afraid of like
hits.
hurting other people.
Okay. It's screaming and snake. Snake.
So 19.
That's how they sound.
19.
19's a hit.
Okay. Do you want me to roll for my other hit too?
If you're doing 2 attacks,
Yes.
just do them at once. I say.
Yeah.
17.
That is also a hit.
Okay.
They're not an armored snake, thank heavens.
Wait.
Yeah.
Gosh,
They're not
dude,
dragons.
17.
Dragon
Armored
scaled
giant
snakes.
No, thank you.
12 damage.
Total.
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't
So-
roll very high on my damage.
Your 2 arrows
Nice.
stick into like the side of its head. It doesn't like cause any serious damage, but it definitely hurt it as it's trying to whip them away from itself. It was very upset that it didn't get to do what it wanted to do originally, like bite him in half. However, it comes at him with its first attack, snaps at him. As he's trying to
actually
run.
has,
Still going for me?
It has
Yes.
disadvantage on him. by
Yeah.
the way.
Oh, well, good to know. Well, it was an 8.
Alright.
Let's see if it rolls a 1. No, okay. All right, and then it's making its second attack.
I was gonna make it my
A
sword
9 and a
enemy, I
7.
forgot.
Gosh.
And
Both attacks
also-
miss. It's insane.
At least it's not critting
So
me. You
because
never
I
know with your
marked
dice.
it, I get to make an attack against it.
And it is attacking someone next to you. Who was next
So
to
I
you?
get 2 attacks.
Yeah.
So 16 hit,
There's a 16 does hit.
and then I'll roll for my second attack as well.
Gosh, you guys are wrecking these things.
Right?
I kind of stopped that.
Like, just stop moving.
Cheating. Yeah.
I
Alright,
don't
that
know
one
if it's
was worse.
cheating. You can't really.
7
really-
hit.
7? 7 does
Wait,
not
wait,
hit.
wait. Okay. Okay, I'll roll the 8 for the damage. 8 damage.
Okay,
And
as
also
the
it loses its movement speed again.
yeah, I know. As the snake was coming down, imagine this. So it's snaps down at him. He runs underneath, cutting it. It starts coming after him and turning, and just as it does, you just stab into it, and it just gets kind of stuck a little bit, and it can't move forward. You're strengthening it, like you're holding it as hard as you can.
I got you guys.
Yeah, you're trying to hold it back because it's a small
Ugh.
space. You're doing a great job.
How small is this?
It's about
Is it
10
like a
feet.
hallway?
It's
We're
about
going
10 feet wide.
downstairs, aren't we?
We
10
were
feet
going
wide.
downstairs.
And
We
now
now
we're
are
in a
got to the
hall.
bottom.
No,
Oh,
So
this-
is it like a hall or is it like
It's a
room?
hall. It's a hallway.
Okay.
It's a long hallway.
The snake itself is approximately how big? Do we have any idea?
In the book, it's huge.
Okay.
So, if you are facing something like if it was a human and it's huge, it's essentially almost double your size.
Oh, okay.
In this case, it's like an anaconda, almost very long, but thicker and
bigger.
black.
Okay.
It's yet to hit you guys.
Right.
Whose turn is it?
It is.
Oh, I actually deal more. I deal 3 more
Who
damage
just went?
to it.
Yeah, I keep noticing stuff like
Who
that.
just
Yeah.
went?
Brand.
You,
No,
you
I
did a
didn't go.
reaction.
The,
The snake went. So now
Oh,
it is.
yeah, yeah.
Now it is your turn.
oh.
Yeah.
You just did your reaction, but it is your turn.
So I'll attack it again.
I imagine. Still keeping your sword inside of it.
15.
That's a hit.
And I'm just going to roll my second attack before I do damage.
Yeah, that helps me. If you're gonna attack it
15
twice,
again.
both hits.
So-
You're just keeping the sword in and pushing it, unless you're like trying to hack it.
18 damage.
Nice.
And then I'll action surge.
Okay.
Attack it again. 10. Or, yeah, 10.
10 is not enough,
Okay, but I get a second.
but you get a second one.
What a waste of an action surge. 7?
No, I'm sorry.
Alright.
Oh.
It jerks away from you because it's
So it gets
feeling itself
loose.
being ripped open, and it's bleeding severely at the moment. But it's now your turn. Its head is trying to come towards you. It's snapping at you, but it's being held back.
Okay.
That's like one of the
I-
songs that I never understood. Sorry.
Yeah.
It was
I really don't know the lyrics that well.
Imagine Dragons.
I'm gonna Zephyr Strike it again. I can do that.
Nice.
You gotta roll more up here. So.
Right? Oh.
It
But I
could
get a
have
second
worse.
attack.
Yeah.
Could have been worse.
Does a 12 hit?
It does.
Right.
Just.
Okay.
It's snapping at you, so I imagine it's difficult to hit.
Yes.
You feel just the wind as it just like a huge mouth trying to.
8, 13, 18. Yeah.
Okay. As it is lunging towards you.
No, 20.
How do you want to do it?
Oh my god, I hit it once. Or twice.
You guys murder this thing.
I'm gonna cut it in 2 pieces.
It's actually kind of nice not
It's
to do all the work.
snapping at you. How are you cutting it in 2 pieces? Like you're right. You're standing
Oh, it's
here,
right in
and
front
it's
of me?
like
Oh,
chopping
So
at
you
you.
just gotta dodge it and then.
yeah.
Are you going for the head strike?
Yeah.
All right, you do cut it off.
Yes! Success!
You
Been
get
trying to
this
do that all
far,
night.
and it stops.
Somebody
No.
else want to finish this for me?
So he jumps up and brings it down, and it starts to flail, and then just one more heavy strike downward, and the head comes off, and the body just flips around for a little
I'm
bit.
not sure the head
And
is
then
still
it's done.
snapping.
The head was
Snakes do
done.
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
They continue to snap. after you-
He killed the snake. He cut something off, guys. Everyone, we're all proud of this.
This is like the 3rd time that I tried tonight, so.
All right. That's 2
Good job.
encounters in like 30 minutes.
And here's what I'm thinking. Snake was just like a guard.
Just murder
Right.
my Hogwarts house mascot. Why don't you?
I know.
Are you Slytherin too?
Um,
She's a Ravenclaw.
yes. proud Ravenclaw.
Slytherins and
or
Ravenclaws
like
together.
in
great.
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. If you guys have seen that, there's an episode where he says Ravenclaw are just people who think they're not brave enough. Wait, not
Who don't want to brag about being Gryffindor
or something like that. Yeah, but no, I'm really I'm Ravenclaw.
All right. Anyway.
I've taken so many quizzes. I'm always Ravenclaw.
What is a
guys.
Hufflepuff? All right.
Who knows?
Okay, because here's my I'm thinking. This is just a hallway.
It's a snack.
He was just like a guard. Like there's
Right.
something like going to be way
Well,
worse.
obviously not a
So,
god. That was too easy.
I'm thinking that we probably should take a little rest.
You
Because
fought some things.
There's
you're a
some.
breather
I don't
now.
have any damage, but
yeah,
you guys
I've
do.
taken some.
a little bit.
And then I want to be
Little bit.
able to get my arrows back and my.
Okay, so you
arcane.
collect your arrows. Okay.
All right, so I'll walk up to the head and I'll.
Well, I'm saying like I want to be able to use my arcane arrows because I've already used
Do
one.
they recharge from short rest though? Most
Do we get
things
like
don't
spell
charge.
recovery from short rest?
No.
Just,
Why does
just
it?
health.
What's
That's
It
long
just does
rest.
health.
what's
Long
a
rest.
long rest?
Long rest is about 8 hours. You
Because we've been
you never
going,
know.
going, guys.
You never know. You guys can do what you
We
want.
could try it.
The
you
worst
have
thing-
your
The worst thing that happens, you
In
get
the middle of a
attacked.
temple.
Well, I guess
But
I've only
you
used
have your
one,
alert
but
feed or whatever.
That's true, and she only has to sleep half the time, and Odeon doesn't need to sleep at all.
Yeah.
Odeon says,
Saying,
"How about
guys.
this? You watch the front, I watch the back. We stay by the snake."
I mean, if you don't want to take a long rest, but I mean, a short rest
We never
wouldn't
know what's
probably
in the
heal you guys
future.
all the way, would it?
Yeah, it would. Long rest heals.
I'm saying a
everything.
short rest.
Oh yeah, short rest.
Yeah,
would.
short rest
I
would
have
probably heal.
5
Oh.
d10s and 2 d6s that can heal me. So.
It's up to you depending on what you need. If
Well,
need
do
your
you
spells
guys
back.
need spells? Do you need a spell back?
No,
yeah.
I've used a couple of spell slots.
Odeon did too.
I'm just thinking that.
Sleep is for the weak.
Well, I kind of feel like the snake was a little easy.
Yeah. I don't think it was supposed to be though.
Well, I'm,
It was about to bite you hard.
but I'm just saying.
I look up. I'm like,
that can't be the only thing because there's something else happening
Yeah.
here. So
Yeah.
we just probably should be like as strong as we can be,
Rush through as
right?
fast as possible.
it's up to you.
With all the decaying food and everything.
Yeah, that we can't.
That is a
eat.
good point.
Or
I'm
is
going
all
to-
our food decayed, or just some of it?
Most of it.
I'm going to harvest snake meat and put it in the bag of holding.
There you go.
All right. You can do that. Absolutely.
I was gonna take its fangs.
You can also do that. I want you to actually roll an animal handling on the fangs.
Oh.
Well, actually, both of you.
Okay.
Anyone that's harvesting anything, you're handling the. You're not like. Some would say survival or something. I'd just say animal handling
15.
because when do you get to use that roll? Oh, all right. You successfully remove the fangs. You do notice that the fangs actually have like a venomous feel to them, and you
So
have
just
to be
like-
careful.
Just like 2 of them.
There's 2 fangs that you are able to remove.
9.
9. You do get a pretty good chunk of meat off of there. You feel like it could
Work in a pinch.
work in a pinch.
Guys, we're having snake sushi tonight.
Snake sushi. All right. So
So
are you
long
taking a long rest or a short rest? Just so I'm clear.
How many spells do you have left?
2. 2 level 1s. I've still got my level 2s, but they're not very
I just feel like
damagey.
I think a short rest is fine.
Okay, all right, we'll just do a short then.
Okay.
Unless you want your spells back. I mean,
Still
I still have
two.
2 arcane arrows.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm all right
Okay.
for a half rest.
Alright, so I'm gonna roll a-
Okay. All right, then an hour passes. In the
What do you
meantime,
roll
you're
at a time?
harvesting snake bits, and you're
I need a D10.
taking some.
1,
What's
2.
a D10? Is that the 10?
Can
So I'm just making sure I have
can
what I
I
want to have.
look around and see if there's like other like I don't know like look on the walls?
Yeah,
Other...
investigate. Yeah.
Okay. 20.
20. As you look at the history, you recognize some of the markings on the wall from that book, and you and
Okay,
Odeon
yeah.
spend a great deal of time trying to decipher
Use
quite a
the-
bit of it.
One
And
D6.
you don't go too far down the hallway. It's not very long. I lied. It wasn't as long as I remembered. It's actually, it gets wider, and then it comes to a big door. You can see there's markings on the door, but you haven't gone close enough to see it yet. But you do see different symbols other than a snake. You thought it would just be like a big snake, but it's
Okay, so
something
what are
else.
the symbols? What do they look like?
The symbols, as you get closer, you feel confident as you check for traps as you go because you're alert. You notice that the snake is, from what you've determined of an hour of studying, is not in fact a snake at all. It was a human. So Serrhas is a snake, but this temple wasn't to. It is to Serrhas, but it's the person in charge of this temple was represented as the snake, but it's an actual person.
So Serrhas is actually like a human, but like represented as a snake.
He can switch forms.
Okay, I see. So that okay.
Kind of like Loth is Spider Queen.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, and you come back to the group. Do you
I
explain
tell
this to
them?
them? Okay.
What I have discovered and what we've discovered, Odeon and I,
Odin's like,
and
thanks, girl.
and what we suspect.
What are we
that
suspecting?
that he was actually he's a shapeshifter or something or
Right.
probably not. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking maybe he's not like 100% a god then, and just more like.
You did notice one very very
but wait,
important thing.
we did see in the walls though the snake was eating demons, right? Okay, so he would be most likely a god then.
Could be representative of
Yeah.
something. Either way, you do remember seeing one name stand out. It was as if the door itself was saying, here lies Kuzbek the Immortal, first high priest of Serrhas. So this is definitely a tomb,
Okay.
not a temple. There are temples of Serrhas. This was dedicated to Serrhas, but it is to his first high priest, the first ever high
Okay.
priest.
And his name's
Kuzbek.
Kuzbek the Immortal.
Kuzco the Immortal.
So
Kuzbek.
oh like.
Yeah,
Okay.
Khusbek.
So immortal. So I'm suspecting that you know
I have
since
deduced.
he's called immortal that there's
Undead.
that he probably that he's probably behind that door and alive.
Let's go say hi.
Ish. Well, we
Hi,
came this far.
Kuzbek.
Should we knock?
Where's the portal? Do you?
Is it still beneath us?
It is not beneath you.
Is
Is
it in
it-
Kuzbek's chamber?
It's in the front. Yeah, it's in that
Okay.
area.
Okay. So I think that that's pretty much the only way we're gonna get out.
Yeah.
So it's like when you get to like the end of like the what is it, like the tombs and stuff in like Skyrim, and there's
Yeah,
always
it's the end
a
of the
secret
dungeon
door.
and you-
Also, and I hate to do this as a DM, but let's backtrack 1 second. I was trying to tell you guys something, and I was saying it, but then we started talking about something else, and I answered questions. Next to the body, you saw the word fire. scrawled in, like
Oh, Cornelius.
Cornelius had carved in with a knife, fire. That's all he could get out. I just saw that in my notes. I was like, oh, I forgot to mention that he had done that. That was one thing.
Oh, because I investigated.
You did. The whole
Yeah.
area, and you rolled high. I was trying to say it, but we talked about
I
something
rolled
else.
high-ish.
All right.
It was medium.
So is this common knowledge amongst us now?
Yes.
Does anybody have capabilities for starting fires?
Yep. I can cast Firebolt.
I can blow things up.
That works.
That's about
Cry
it.
says, he's like, well, I actually, I've recently been meditating, and I found out that instead of just casting little bolts, I can actually put my hands together and cause a cone of fire. It takes all my energy, but I can create quite the inferno if I needed to.
I have a tinderbox, candles.
Anyway, yeah.
Burn! Trying to get your enemy.
Flint and steel out of
I
it.
have 2 oil flasks.
There we go.
So
Mm,
there's that.
Dip your arrows
that's
in
a good
that.
thing to have.
Okay. So I'm going to take one of the oil flasks out and kind of like fasten it. So like if I need to, like maybe I could like dip my arrow in it and like catch it on fire.
Cool.
You know what I
like
mean?
it. I will allow it.
Like shoot it through. What's his name? Cry.
Mm-hmm.
Like his fire stuff.
Ooh, epic.
You know what I mean?
All right.
I'm using my
You
knowledge
can curve arrows, I guess.
of-
I mean, it
of-
makes
Right.
sense. Why not?
of Skyrim stuff.
Go
so
for it.
I'm like imagining, the little pots of.
Everything's
goes
always
down.
lit. You go in there, it's just like it's like the Draugr are afraid of the dark, and they're like, "Quick, we have to light. Now that we're back from the dead."
Gotta light all these torches.
I mean,
but I'm saying like those little
how much
things
creepier
that
would that
hang
game be if
above,
it wasn't?
In the dark,
and then
right?
they like
That looks
blow
so
up.
cool.
You know what I mean? Like
Who's
the little oil
so
things.
Oh, yeah, I
Nice.
Okay, thank you, Cameron. Okay.
I love that I'm a dead NPC. Don't worry. Think of NPCs, and I might use them in the future. All right. So,
Maybe
actually, I
Serrhas
love
or
using
something.
NPCs in the future. So, I should make a post that you guys can specifically mention a bunch of things you'd like to do. People you know. Well, they'll all die. All right. So anyway, let's get going.
Someone you don't like, maybe.
So from here, where,
Let me know if you like them or not.
where we have not been, what is there left to explore?
It's a very straightforward tomb. It's
There's
not like
nothing on the
it's
out-
not
it's
like
just
it's not like it's heading off to different chambers. Or
I want to look for a secret passageway.
Oh right.
Why did you yell that?
Oh, sorry.
Because he's excited.
I'm excited. It's a good idea. 12.
There are no secret passageways that you can see at this moment.
But that doesn't mean there's not.
As you're
one.
just feeling along the wall looking for something while
Secret
they're all
doors.
talking.
It's secret.
Cornelius just said, "Yeah, boy, you just opened the gates of hell." Yeah, I'm gonna get lots of stuff. Hey, you know what? It's fun. I like putting on NPCs
Okay. All right.
if it
So,
makes sense.
I'm going to inspect the door, and I'm going to do an Arcana check because I want to see if there's like spells or anything on it or
Okay.
something. Because we know that there's some kind of magic stuff going on up at the first chamber, right? So
Yes. My glasses are slightly like pulled apart because my son, so I'm always doing the nerd thing, and I have big glasses, so it makes it better.
8.
8 Arcana. You don't sense that this door itself is magic.
Oh, and what was on the door? I just saw the name.
It's on
And
the
then there's
name,
carving.
but you see now that you're closer to it. It's you see this priest, almost like a history from starting from when he was younger, chosen by Serrhas to help him, and you do see an angel, which all of you recognize as Azrael,
I recognize too.
as you're all
Oh, 'cause-
expecting
'cause
it,
was I
because you
researching?
do
Yeah.
know that you had mentioned in the last episode when you had read that Azrael actually, one of the reasons he was cast down as a fallen angel was because he was using anything he could to defeat all the demons, and the gods were just sitting there not doing anything because they made a pact that they wouldn't interfere.
What is
Azrael
that?
thought that was stupid, and so he went down and helped the humans and the mortals, I guess.
What is the angel doing on this?
You see him like finding, like going to the depths and pulling out this big snake, asking it for help, like kind of like showing it, and then him next to it fighting. You see various depictions, but then
So
he's
we know
gone.
that.
You know that Azrael
Azrael
indeed did,
fight
from according to
with
this.
Serrhas.
Yes.
And with this high priest.
Mm-hmm. But you see Serrhas actually forming the Yanti,
Oh.
and this priest was the first.
And the Yanti originally, it seems like they were made for this army, like made into an army.
Probably
fight.
originally to fight demons,
Yeah.
because they were primordial. They were like one of the first races.
Okay.
I'm sorry, they were a normal, like humanistic race that were transformed into this very militaristic.
By Serrhas and Azrael?
Serrhas went off on his own and seemed to do this.
Oh, so he
Azrael was
created
doing
them.
different things, and it looked like Serrhas put into effect this. If they, Azrael, Azrael, if he, like, you can see that different people were sacrificing and becoming, they would sacrifice people, like actual people, to gain snake-like abilities.
Right, okay.
So, not great.
So is Azrael a fallen god or fallen angel?
Technically, after the battles and he won, like, they put the demons back down the underworld and the mortal plane was just itself.
Mm-hmm.
He was allowed as a hero since all of mankind said thank you. It's
So
almost
he's not
like
really fallen.
he was almost like a elected angel because he was fallen. He still had some powers, but he had some abilities that he has right now, but more so, a lot more powerful. But
Okay.
he eventually he's like half accepted. They don't like him. The gods are jealous because he did something he wasn't supposed to. But as you can see, he made some pacts with some pretty powerful.
Do I know
Half-demons.
that Azrael is...
No,
Okay.
they haven't revealed that. You have seen him especially grow wings
Alright.
when he fought, but it was kind of like you could kind of see it. You thought maybe it was an illusion, like he was trying to do some magic.
Okay.
You're not quite sure because Asumar are,
Secretive.
yeah, pretty secret. They don't like to let people know for various reasons, like cults. They're
Okay.
like, hey, you have angel blood. I need that.
Okay. Alright. Well, this should be interesting. Is it just like push the door open, or is there something, can we open the door? Or,
So
like,
as you
is it like sealed?
you're trying to open the door. Is that what you're all trying
No,
to do?
I just want to see, is it sealed?
It looks pretty sealed.
Okay. So we're going to have to blow up the door.
Use fire.
You know, kick down the door.
I mean, it's not like it's maybe like 10 feet tall, like 9 feet wide.
Is there any like writing? Like besides his name?
No, just different like runes and things you can't quite understand.
And Odeon doesn't know them?
No.
And we can't find them in the book?
So while they're looking at their book, I'm going to attempt to open the door.
Okay.
Why aren't you sneaking?
I can't
Because he's a knight. The
Knights
knights
don't
don't sneak. They kick down doors. They're like the guys with the shotguns. And
Am I rolling to open the door?
I mean, if you're gonna
You
do
just start
I open the door.
strength check.
16.
Okay. As you actually press on the door, you all hear the same sound, just like this click, but like this really loud click. And the doors start to open very,
Did we
very
check our
slowly.
traps?
Not on
Oh,
us.
we did on the other door.
Yeah, but there's no
I did
traps.
that.
It
I did
actually
that
it just
arcane.
opens. It slowly opens. And
Inward?
inward. And the braziers are lit, not braziers. I've made that mistake too many times in my life, in my DMing career. The braziers are all lit. And there is a throne and a tomb. And upon the throne, you see a
How
desiccated
big is the room?
figure.
Like how far away is the throne from the doorway?
About 50 feet. Not very far. Oh, no. Quite a bit more. About 80 feet.
Okay.
So in here, you do see there are statues of angels.
Okay.
Maybe
I
your
saw them in
cat
the-
got into this room.
Maybe
somehow.
they came to like they could move and they went down in that.
Maybe we're back in the original room. There was magic there we didn't
Dun,
understand.
dun.
Okay, so we came. Can I, since we're not in initiative or anything, can I get ready?
Yes. So what are you getting ready for in particular? You have to kind of let me know.
I'm just ready. My long bow, my oath bow.
Okay, so you're waiting if something attacks, you're gonna shoot at it.
Yeah, because I mean, wouldn't we go do all be ready? I'm saying like weapons drawn, like ready to attack,
are we
right?
here to kill? I'm gonna ask you guys. Are we here to
Yeah,
kill
I
this?
saw on your
Or-
Instagram.
We don't even.
I figured.
So if you go to Natural One official Instagram, you'll see what he looks like. I used this painting from Igor Kirluk. I didn't just butcher that. All right. But yeah, you see in there, there's a very, very ugly-looking person with a staff and
Is he
form of
moving or is
crown.
he just?
he looks totally dead.
Okay, all right.
Like, just not moving an inch. Like
Because we did not do stealth before. I mean, even though I guess it doesn't matter, right? Because we opened the door and that was loud, right? If we rolled stealth now, it wouldn't matter, would it?
I would say no.
Okay, just wanted to see. So I guess we just go in, right?
So,
So you see on the side.
I'm trying to visualize the room. There's a throne, there's a tomb.
6, 7, 8.
braziers.
All right, here you see 8 angels,
Oh, you already had it drawn up.
very, very loosely right before we started. Because I didn't know which direction you're going. Seriously. We spent an
Do the
entire
angels
two
have
and a half
weapons in their
hours.
hands?
Yeah, where are the angels at?
These.
They're right here.
They look like statues. They've been
They-
put on
Okay,
pedestals.
so they look like statues, but do the statues, are they carrying like any kind of like weapon?
No.
Um,
Roll perception check on the room though, if you want to know more about the room. From what you see from right here. My gosh.
that travels. Half the table.
It's gone now. You have to let
You
it
gotta
go.
like roll it up here.
Yeah, you do.
I did though.
It's also 11. You need to
12.
get up early.
We'll do this.
Okay.
It's the end. All right. What'd you get?
12.
12. All right. So as you look around the room, you do see that figure just like slumped in his chair, just like frozen. You know, like he died sitting there holding onto this staff.
Okay.
And also around the room, you do see those angels. They're all in various positions. Some of them look like they're crying. Some of them look like some kind of like victory pose. Some of them are like looks like they're cursing the heavens. They all look different. They're all doing different things. They all have angel wings. They look almost lifelike with how realistic the statues are. But you were told, it's in legend, that this is an actual location of these beings. Like they died, but they were more like punished. They're frozen here because they served Azrael.
So he is allowed to be there, but they couldn't.
Something happened. The gods had cursed them. You don't know the whole story.
I'm gonna ask Odion what he knows about these. Is there specifics as far as?
He says, "I only knew." He's very hushed and just kind of keeps his eye on the figure sitting down. He's not stopped looking at him, and he's saying, "Well, from my understanding, all I knew is that it was a cave that had angels in it. It was nothing like this. I don't know of any stories of angels being turned into stone, like perpetual stasis."
I want to approach the nearest statue.
Okay.
How
And
many angel feathers do we need?
There are. You need 6, but it has to be from different angels. Is the stipulation.
okay.
Okay.
And do the feathers look like they're individual, or are they all like conglomerate? Like
Imagine like just like typical angel wings. They just have different feathers, kind of like eagle feathers. They're rather large. They're individual. They're not like a
you
clump.
approach it, and then what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm going to pluck a feather.
Okay. As you do. Okay, I want you to make a wisdom saving throw.
I'm so nervous whenever
We do
we
things.
play.
We need to put things like right here so it stops it.
Wisdom, you said?
Yes.
That would be 16.
Okay. You see the angel move. The statue actually moves. As soon as you pluck it, it looks down at you and points right at your face, like right between your eyes. You feel and hear this psychotic scream. The angel isn't opening its mouth, but you can tell it's coming from it. It gives you chills so badly that you feel like you're going to pass out. But
When
you
you say
just make it.
When you say psychotic, you mean like in his head?
In his head, but it
Do we
sounds
all
like
hear it?
maniacal screaming, like,
Oh, so
it's suffering
psychotic.
like
Okay.
deeply,
Okay.
and it wants to communicate and make you suffer for touching it, being near it. But you're fine. Just.
And he has the feather.
He has the one feather. That's correct.
And so is it stone? The feather stone? Like, cause
As soon as he's got it in his hand, it's a normal feather,
oh,
like an
okay.
angel feather. It just has this brilliant whiteness to it. The thing that you notice on the face, though, is that the face actually has this look of anguish. So
Did it have that before?
now that you look around at the other ones, you notice they all have different faces. They all have different. It seems like there might be different effects per angel. It's from what you've determined from that one
Oh,
encounter.
okay. So sorry, I thought I heard Henry. So I approach. Which one? You went to this one?
Yeah, I went to the nearest one. I assume, yeah, that one.
Okay.
But
So
you're fine.
I'm going to
Yeah.
go
Barely.
to
Seriously.
this
It was a
one.
15 DC. You
Yeah.
got
I'm
it
gonna
on
go
one.
to this one, and I want. What does its face look like?
As you look at this face, it has a mask of like a hatred.
I don't want to touch that one.
And as soon as you walk up and kind of try to look at its face, its pupil just go, like, look over at you for a second. Very unnerving.
Back away. I go to this one right here.
Smile and wave, boys.
What is this one? And I'm still like I still have like my
All right, so this
arrow
angel,
ready still.
right?
Okay.
This angel stands feet apart, head downcast, and arms at its sides.
So it's like a shame.
Yeah, it looks like it's ashamed. Different things happen to these angels in different times.
Okay. So I'm going to pluck a feather from the ashamed feather. I mean angel.
As you do, for a brief second, you're not in that chamber anymore. You're on a golden road with fields of white all around you, and you can't see it, but you feel like a hand right here and says, "Do not lose hope." And then you feel an inspiration.
Oh.
You feel like inspired by it, like
so
do
I
not lose
get.
hope.
Oh, okay.
Um,
So key here. Look at the faces.
yeah. You said one of them looked triumphant.
Yeah.
I want to go over to that one. I'm going to cast Healing Hands on it.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Okay. So as you cast Healing Hands on it, it looks down at you, and you don't see a smile, but you feel a smile.
So that's like one of my inherent abilities, being offspring of Azrael, right?
Yes.
So, anyways, yeah.
As you do so, nothing happens to it, but you feel like a warmth in your chest from it.
Okay. I'm going to take a feather.
Castle, do you want to do something, or you? Because you don't even know what we're doing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like, while they're
By the way, I'm getting inspiration from this book. Not all of it's from it. Some things have changed.
Because we didn't fill him in
Because
on what we were doing.
there's a
Oh, did
cave in
we?
the Underdark that I almost had you visit, but you didn't. So I'm a DM and I do what I want.
I'm good. Are we still?
Sorry, I
streaming?
shouldn't say
You should
things like
check-
that,
you should
but I
check
like
it
to.
because of the battery.
Oh.
I think the
That's
batteries
good.
are good.
Um,
It's called
We-
Out of the Abyss.
did we tell him
brilliant
what we were doing? We told him, right, last time?
Yes.
Yeah, we did. Okay, because why we wanted to get into the temple. Okay.
All right. Well, I'm gonna approach
The
the
angel.
thing in the throne.
I assume.
I won't reveal any of that information. Okay.
Was it her dad? Which one?
The one that was dead
The one
up
that
there?
put his hand on you. and
Oh. Oh,
I assume.
I see.
said, who could say?
We don't know.
I
She
hope
didn't.
not.
She didn't see the face, so it could have been
Hope-
anybody.
Did I recognize the voice?
It's too late. It's past. It's almost like it didn't happen.
Oh, okay. Oh, my gosh.
He's like,
He's somewhere in the room with us. I just know it.
he's the dead guy.
Yeah.
All right. You
Say,
want to
what
try
were you
one?
doing?
All right. I'm just
What
gonna,
happened with the one that I plucked? Did he do anything, or did I just take it? I'm good.
You
He
just
just
got the
let you
warm
have
it.
feeling, the happy
I'm
feeling.
fuzzy.
All right. I'm just gonna go. Did anyone pluck this one?
No.
I'm gonna
So-
pluck that one.
You don't even know.
How many do we have?
We have
three.
Three.
Okay.
How many do we need?
Are
6?
you gonna look at its face? No.
All right.
Doesn't
He
care.
he hasn't
This-
noticed, I guess.
This
So
angel's
that's what we're
kneeling on the pedestal. Its hands buried in its face. I'm sorry, in its arms.
Sorrow.
Once you make contact with it, you hear a soft voice in your head, and said, "What would you know? Ask
would
and
I
I shall
know?
answer."
Like, what do you want to know?
Oh, I get it.
You need to make a DC 15 intelligence saving throw.
DC
Intelligence.
Intelligence.
I have to beat 15.
You have to beat 15.
Okay, that was really crappy.
Well, that was a really crappy roll
Okay,
because
you're
it
right.
like bounced off
I'm
like
gonna
it
do it
was
on the
like.
book.
Hey Cornelius, I will totally do that. I think that's a brilliant idea, and I will credit you with that great idea. I'll put together. Should I do it through like sing-song like poems where I just play the guitar and like say a poem like a bard would, or would you like an actual song? Songs would be a little bit harder to convey everything, but I could do it.
You want like a
Like you know how the bard would like strum and like you know, like have a thing.
Mirrored.
Yeah. Let me know. You will
I think a
personally help
song.
this if you need. Yes. Both credits. You'll get credits. I can't offer you anything else. But hey, in the future, you could be people that did things for me. No, I plan
characters
on.
that don't die.
I plan on. And your characters won't die. All right. What did you get, by the way, in your saving throw?
All right, got 11.
You got 11?
Yep.
Okay.
Bum, bum, bum.
I want you to take. No.
Is she moving? I can't tell.
She's making
12
noises.
psychic damage.
Oh,
12.
But
Slept.
you feel it pity you for your intelligence, and it
'Cause
says,
he has
"What is
not very high intelligence.
what is it that
or-
you desire?"
Because he's too smart.
So I still gotta ask a question. Shoot, I don't know. I'm gonna ask it if that thing up there is gonna attack us.
And it looks over at you, and you feel like a smile. You don't see the smile, and then it winks, for real.
It winks?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you take a feather, or did
Oh
you
yeah, I
already do
took
that?
one already.
Oh, okay.
Which-
So we have 4 now, right? Okay, all right. So I guess we're getting closer. What does this one look like?
That one. This angel seems to be clawing at its eyes and face.
I don't
it
want that
appears
one.
torn
Okay,
and rent.
I'm going to the next one.
Okay.
And the whole time I'm also like keeping my eye out on
Right.
this guy.
As you look at this other one, there's a sword through its chest.
Seems like a good one. It's already dead.
It looks like it was the moment it was killed, it was frozen. but it seems to have some life in it.
How many do we have? We have 4 feathers.
Because they're unmoving, but they're also living, and you can tell that
Okay.
they're living.
Well, I guess
but they're not
I
moving.
guess I take one from that one then.
Okay. As you pluck a feather, you see the moment it's killed, and you see that it was Azrael that killed it. You don't know why.
Okay.
It could be for a very good cause. Also could be sinister. You honestly don't know. You just see Azrael for the first time, by the way. Very handsome, flowing hair, kind of reddish skin. But you know that there's some celestials with this, and he's stabbing it through the chest. And then...
Dude, what's the? Can I see Azrael's face?
Azrael's face?
Yeah. Did I? See
Yeah, you
his
saw
face?
his face.
What was his face like?
Best way to describe it, he's kind of Brad Pitt-ish.
Well, no, I don't care what it looks like. What was his emotion on his face?
He looked angry.
Oh, okay.
An angry Brad Pitt.
Okay.
Imagine Troy.
There we go.
Okay. Oh, that's actually kind of what I was imagining.
Oh, good.
Achilles going on here. That's funny.
I know you.
Okay, so I want to tell them, but I'm afraid to talk loud. So I'm just gonna keep it to myself for a little
Okay.
bit.
And that's 5.
Yes.
One more.
See, we haven't looked at one of them, right?
Yes.
What's it look like?
That twin. This one's holding its hands onto its face, concealing its visage. He's standing there, just holding his hands on his face.
I will pluck a feather.
As you do, you hear a voice saying, "Kill me, kill me, kill me." It just gets louder and louder, and it's just like screaming at you. And it doesn't stop. You're the only one that hears it. You almost can't hear anything else in the room.
I put the feather back.
It doesn't do anything. It continues.
No.
Please take the feather again.
Yeah, I'm going to. Interesting. So,
She winked at me.
She's really good at winking.
She's
Unlike
very
her
good at
mommy. Oh, where are you going?
She like starts rocking out.
That's what she does, Dad.
They're collecting these feathers for a ritual that they know that is going to be able to stop anything, gods included, from scrying, looking at them. They basically can get away with anything. No mage can find them. It's kind of a big deal because they're trying to get down to the south and murder a bunch of dirtbag Yuan-Ti that imprison them, and also who are slavers who are terrible people, and they feel like it's their vendetta, their mission in life to destroy them.
not to mention the demons hunting us.
Not to mention a demon is hunting them. Yeah.
I'm going to punch the angel.
Okay, so you
Follow me.
jump up and punch it.
Yeah.
As you do, the statue crumbles. You still hear it, and it doesn't stop. But when you take a step back from the vicinity, you don't hear it anymore.
Okay. All right.
But that statue's it wasn't like a statue. It was very weak. Just
Yeah. Okay.
fell apart.
All right.
And I'm looking at him like, okay.
Trust me, it was worth it.
He just jumps up and punches the statue
Okay.
in the face. Yeah. That guy's a jerk.
All right. So what else is in the room besides the statues and the dead guy?
Creepy dead guy. There's also the tomb, right?
Right behind him, there's a
Like a
sarcophagus.
sarcophagus.
Yeah, sarcophagus.
Hey. Oh my goodness,
She's
baby girl.
that was a. I don't think that was what it sounded like, but I think it was just a normal.
I don't know. I'm a little nervous.
Who's to say?
Sounded pretty wet.
That sounded pretty.
No,
She
we're
was
good.
just passing
We're good,
gas.
guys. We're good. We are good.
Your familiar's back. All right, and what happens as you pluck the last one? you all hear in your heads a very breathy, uncomfortable voice, but it fills the chamber, not just your heads. But it begins to grow, and it says, "I see you. I see your fear. It is tangible as the trembling flesh. Your presence here is blasphemy to Serrhas, and I will feed you to his undying hunger. But there is more. You're attempting to topple my offspring. I'm the first Yuan-Ti, and they would not be the last. Fools." And then you hear this like maniacal laugh off of the whole chamber. He says, "I see you are foolish, and that you more foolish than you've imagined. In your minds you have an enemy in front of you, but there's also an enemy amongst you. Weak birds never learn to fly, and he stands. He wasn't dead. He let you do what you were doing. He stands, and whether you choose to finish this now, we can roll for initiative, or we wait till next time.
We have to wait till next time.
Cliffhanger.
Sorry, but
No, you're
Bam,
you're
bam,
fine.
bam.
she needs to eat.
Pause before the boss fight. Save.
Yeah, save.
Drink all health potions.
Change my equipment.
Eat a turkey leg.
Level up.
Drink some stamina. Me in that situation panicked. How nice. No, it's yeah. You don't want to mess with the first Yuan-Ti, but that's what they've done, and it's gonna be great.
We will destroy
Knew
them.
it.
The Yuan-Ti will.
There's all sorts of fun stuff. He is a
I would have
messed up looking
vanquished
guy.
mine enemy.
Lexichus, I think your name was. We need to do like an interview. I think we need to talk like what days you're available, and we'll like do a little Instagram interview. So I was gonna do it this last week. It's just been swamped. So preferably after 2:30 Mountain Standard Time. Anyway, yes, we do. All right, we'll talk. All right, thank you all for watching Natural One. May rolls always be natural ones, just not natural ones. And we'll see you all next week, hopefully. If not, then we'll see you the week after. Or if we're all dead, then
The week after
the
that.
week after that we'll be undead, playing forever in the afterlife. Hopefully. All right. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore because it's late, so I'll see y'all later. Bye.